super trips, different times. So we know it's just to make sure that it is inclusive, that everybody can qualify. I have a joke, and I hope the office is not here. You know, Hawaii, I take 500 out of about 70,000 people. But WSB will take a lot, will take thousands of people to trade. We want to make it inclusive so that everybody can be there. And that's how we build. And that's how we build relationship. That's how you have to live the dream. And there are many dreams. I can see Vietnam tree, different trips there. And you know, I want to encourage you that work hard here, qualify for some of these trips. And then in the 2016, we launched the Blue Book. And then the campaign for financial literacy was launched. And we started the workshop. I remember we have an old workbook, and then we have a new one that was launched in 2018. We're helping millions of families all over Canada and the US. People can come to our platform. You can come to learn financial principles that can help you and your family become financially independent. We have this all over 300 locations across Canada and the US. And we started that the PFP wants to just make it different. And of course, we want to show that we want to champion the cause of financial literacy. We want to eradicate financial literacy. It's a mission to bring financial education to all. We believe that everybody deserves to be financially educated. Because the mistake people make is they have solutions, they have products, financial solutions, they are confused, they don't know what they have. So what we want to eradicate that, and our approach at the WSB brought that in 2016. And of course, then we started introducing new things between 2016 and 2020. We have the WSB community, our Facebook community. We started the WSB charity, and we're giving to charity. And then, of course, you know, before 2020, we had a goal to educate 1 million families. We accomplished that. And now our next campaign that we're currently running is to educate 30 million families by 2030. You are part of that family. But you know what? It's good that you are one of those families that have been educated, but how many families will you educate? How many families will you count that, oh, because of me, they are able to join this company, they are able to join this campaign? So and that's what we do. We give opportunity to families all across Canada and the US to be able to be financially independent. We are not just a person, it's a community. That's why we can go and see our Facebook community. We have over 70,000. And we're building each other. We're encouraging each other. We're giving back to the world. And we drive the campaign forward. Now, remember when they came here, they did the push, right? Some people are just mounting it, we don't know what it is, and all of that. So look at it. So this is the whoosh. The whoosh is one team, one dream, one system, one cause. So if you don't know it, you know it now. We're not going to do whoosh again because I don't want to waste too much of time. But that's our whoosh. Okay? It's what we represent. This is what we represent. One team. We have one cause. And we use one system. And we have one dream. Financial independence. Now let's run through the calendar 2020. 2022. We already have our launch. We have Fresco, we have New Orleans, and then we have the Trainer Academy in San Jose. That was in March. We have the Titan takeover, and now you are in the WSB Trainer Academy. We have 8 locations. As you have, Toronto is the largest of all these locations. Give yourself a round of applause. And then, of course, we're going to run to Texas. We're going to go for G22. Make sure you register today. You have fun with you. And then, some Titans are going to ride camel in Egypt. And you're going to go see the Egyptian pyramid. And that we're going to do in September. All right. So, over the time, we commoditize financial literacy. What does it mean? Commoditization means that it is now, it becomes basic good or basic service, simple and available to all. Not only available, it's also accessible. And that's exactly what the USB is doing. What have we commoditized in the last few years? We continue to train and to grow. Since 2018, 47 training academic events like this have been held both online and offline. And today we have over 8,500 across 6 locations. Let's give it up for WSB. Also, look at this. We have ring earners, watch and ring earners, over 5,908. Look at, in fact, I'm just looking at the last column there, 5 million plus 8 in this organization. These are current ring earners as of February. Wow. Oh my gosh. I need to move that side. Okay. Also, in 2021, WSB made over $500 million. We see over $500 was paid to all our team members, and we have 90,803 campaigners. Let's give it up for WSB. Helping other people to live the dream. Now look at some of the destinations that we've been to. I'll just mention the ones that I've been to. See, wow, I'm a young guy here. I've been to Hawaii, Alamuna Park. I remember in 2014 I was there. I was in Spain, I was in Japan, I was in Italy, I was in Vietnam, I was in Israel. I'm going to be in Portugal and Spain. Wow, this is living the dream. You walk here, you impact people's life, and your whole life is impacted. You travel the world. Who said this? Travel the world. I said that education eradicates illiteracy. Something. Travels, travel is an antidote to ignorance. Travel is an antidote to ignorance. If you don't want to be ignorant, better be travel with the best. All right. So when we commoditize campaign, we have the blue book in many languages. It's English. I don't think we have the French next time. What are you people doing? French people? Bonjour. So we have our national campaign everywhere, and we have launched it. And like I said before, anybody, anywhere in North America can join our classes. And of course, we are not just making money, but we also give back to charity. From 2020, mid-2020 up to date, we've given over $2 million to charity. Our main charity is the Charity Water, and we also have Feeding America, we have Food Bank of Canada, we have Society. So give it up for WSB. Give back. And of course, we are proud to be world system builders. You know, look at World System Builder. This chart you see there is only CEOs and above. Can you imagine a man that joined this organization one day and today over 147 people are CEOs and above? Let's give it up to WSB for changing lives. One of the lives I was changed is mine. I used to be a furniture sales guy. Sat down in a furniture store expecting customers to come. I was like a bird that's supposed to be flying, but I was caged. But WSB is my rescue. Today, not only I am having financial independence, I have 5 foreigners in my team. One of them very close to become $250,000. So let's give it up for WSB. It's my pleasure to welcome the next speaker, who is going to speak to us about how to run this business system as possible. Please let's welcome Esther. turned 18, she knew it right away. She passed the license and she became marketing. Right? So this is a family business, isn't it? We need their support. So we need to inform our family because we need their support. And that's the reason why me and Marcel can be happy. Right? Because of the support of family. They need to know what they're doing because if not, what's going to happen? They're going to be the pain in. Oh, you say that? I didn't say that. I was an IT professional. 2018, I fired my boss. And that was one of the best decisions I made in my life. Why? Because 2019, 2020, we got hit by COVID. Some of my colleagues got laid off. And I could be one of them. Right? Even though we're living in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, Canada, that will guarantee a job, isn't it? Awesome. Okay, if I'm going to, let's say I'm looking at you, or you think that I'm looking at you, right? Since that I'm looking at you, can you give me a big smile? All right, that helps, okay? So I'm blessed to present the campaign intern, okay? And I just want to let you know that it's so easy, it's so simple. Okay, let me ask you, who among you that got coded since January? Raise your hands. Got coded since January this year. Who joined? Who joined? Raise your hands. Okay, awesome. So I want to show you that this presentation is so simple. You can do it. Okay, you know why? Because the problem, if the trainer is not available, you cancel the appointment. Right? It's unfair. Right? We're campaigning. So you need to know this. Okay? So, where's the link? So I'll show you how. So I'm going to find myself. Oh, before that, we need to fix something. Right? Because this costs us not doing this presentation. First is what? Belief. Do you believe that this financial is very from us? Really from the families? It can help you. Yes, right? And it impact you, right? So there's no problem. I'm presenting this with passion. Okay? Next. The mindset. Don't think of the outcome. Okay? Don't get me wrong. Outcome is important, right? You know, solution, coded, failures. But if you think like that, not going to happen. Let's say the result didn't go the way you want it to be. What, you get frustrated, then you're going to quit. You said it's not working. But think of that, what? Experience. Experience you learn, right? More experience, you're going to learn and you will become better, isn't it? All right? Okay. So I'm going by myself. Presentation is kind of like 20 to 30 minutes. It's fast, right? Anyone can do it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start now. Awesome. Okay. So let's say don't you're a guest. Oh, you know what? I learned something important with Jan, with the leadership training. We need to learn how to properly introduce the trainer. Why? Because you are the trust factor. Remember that. The trainer, they don't trust the trainer. We need to acquire your practice. All right. So count please. 1, 2, 3, start. So good morning, everyone. My name is Excel. John, right? I'd like to thank you for giving your time, right, to see the financial analysis today. And I just want to ask you that how. Why? Because I don't want you to be small opportunities I'm going to share. Okay? Because mine is like passion. It only works when it's open. Okay? So, I want to share you a video, right? This is what we do. This is how we help people. This is how we educate people, quite educate. And also because we do the hard work of doing the campaign, okay? We also enjoy life, right? We travel, and we want to enjoy. Okay, so much. Okay. Awesome. So normally, right, we show the video, right? We campaign with everyone, right? Doesn't matter, right? In all walks of life. So you doctors, engineer, right? If you're earning money, you need to earn, you need to earn, right? You know what? Some of my experiences, even though they're earning a lot of money, you know, they have a lot of issues with money, right? They don't know how to save, right? They don't know where to put their money. Even though they're earning a lot of money, they have a lot of things. Right? That it's happening, even though you hold that position. And also, just like what Kenny mentioned, we travel a lot, right? Who wants to travel the world? Raise your hands. Who doesn't want to? You know what opportunity? You know what? When I was working as an IT, you know, I don't have a chance to travel the world, right? The reason why first time to go to the US because of this company. Right? The first time in Las Vegas, and a lot of people before they came in this country like Canada, right? They have a lot of things. Right? But it so happened that along the way, those things came. Right? Little by little. Why? Because they're focused now on the problem, right? With financial. Back home, our only problem is money. When we came to Canada, we have two problems: money and a lot of debts. Right? That's not fair. So, and then me personally speaking, because I was an engineer back home, you know, I have this ego that I knew everything. I needed money, but I was wrong. Right? So I was wrong. So that ego ate me alive. But we need financial education, financial literacy. Put your mind in the back if you take teachers. How to save our, how to grow our money, how to protect our money. Right? Instead, they offer us what? Credit cards. That's right. And you know the moment that you enter the bank, what's happening? Right? They engage you. Right? If you, let's say you don't have that much money, they just give you time, right? To interact with you. Right? I know 5 minutes and that's it. Okay. Now, can I ask everyone to stand up, please? Stand up. Okay. Okay, can you do a push again? Right? All right, so one team, one system, one cause. Woo! Okay, so let's say I showed you the video, John, right? So I explained to you, we compete with everyone, and then we enjoy life, right? And that's how we do it, right? Now, building a new industry, right? Why do we need to build a new industry? Remember, we have to have a wealthy core consumer, right? A wealthy core consumer.
Okay. Awesome. So, John, as you can see, I want you to see there in those places right with us, enjoying with your family. Okay? Building a new industry. So, building a new industry is, you know what, we need to have a well-informed consumer, right? Because most of the consumer there, what? They don't have knowledge, they don't have any idea, they're confused, right? We need to tell them. And of course, we also reach the financial education. What's the financial development? Of course, right? Now, John, we need to, of course, we need to acknowledge these challenges, right? What are the challenges? You know what, in Canada, 1 in 4 Canadians is borrow to buy food or pay for daily expenses because they rather doing that. 1 in 6 Canadians doesn't make enough to cover their monthly expenses because the income is not enough, right? 70% of Canadians are worried they are not saving enough for retirement. And 32% are not saving for retirement at all because we're living paycheck to paycheck. So then how are we going to save? Right? And here, look at this. It's ironic that we live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, Canada, but we always have money problems. It's not balanced, right? Canada is rich, but people always have a lot of money problems, right? It's not fair. You know what? Our national anthem is "O Canada." That's why we owe a lot of taxes, right? And we owe a lot of debt. And they said you are not Canadian if you don't have any debt. And you see, it's normal. No, it's not normal. Don't make it a norm, right? It's not. Don't make it. So look at this income gaps. Income gaps are widening. The majority of people or families in Canada, right, enjoy only 26%. Right? And the minority, 20%, enjoy the bigger part, 74%. Do you want to enjoy the 74%, children? You can be, right? Now, can you be part of this group? You know what? In Canada, there's only, well, it's not only, but 1,681,169 millionaires. You know our population, right? It's 33 million plus. And it's kind of like only 4 point something percent are millionaires. But we can become, right? Who doesn't want to become a millionaire? Right? It's not a sin. Okay, to become a millionaire. It's not bad. So if you have an opportunity, why not? So the millionaire next door, I want you to introduce the millionaire next door. Many of them are not celebrities, actors, actresses, fancy people, or receiving inheritance. No. They are normal, like us, people, average people, who build up their financial future with knowledge, planning, and consistent practices over a long period of time. So you can become a millionaire if you're educated, right? With the help of licensed financial educator who can help you build a plan and consistently doing it, right? Do you want to be a millionaire? What do the rich know that the poor do not know? This is it, right? They gain knowledge, they plan, and they do it. They put an action with it. Now the poor are getting poorer, gentlemen, because of bad habits. So many bad habits and poor decision. Why they have poor decision? Because they don't have much knowledge, right? If you don't know how the money works, then how are you going to become, or how are you going to properly decide, right? So what are those? No budget. We spend a lot. Right? For some reason, Canada is okay, right? And we buy a lot of things, even sale, but we don't need it. I don't understand. No goals. We don't have goals for your retirement, for your kids' education, for the healthcare, and we spend a lot. Okay, we spend a lot. We have expensive things, right? We buy what? Branded clothes, shoes, even though we don't need it, right? We're living with a credit card. You spend more than what you pay. You should credit card. Compared to that, no emergency fund. Emergency can happen, right? Got laid off, those kind of things. What? You use your credit card as emergency fund? No, it's not. Okay? You need paycheck to paycheck. And because of lack of financial education, right? We're not interested in our financial needs because we don't have any. Okay? It's time for change. Change is good. Okay? 5 years, whatever you are right now, John, was the result of your decision 5 years ago, right? If not change your with the decision that we're there, and then we keep on doing it, and expecting the same result, that's insanity, right? We need to change. How are we going to change? First, we have to believe in financial education. Okay, because the future is in your hands, gentlemen. It's not in the hands of your employer, your union, government. It is neither in the hands of your bank or your broker. No, right? Because you are the one who are capable of earning money, making money. But you need to learn how to save, employ your money, right? So the future is in your hands. Now, believe in financial education, because knowing less costs more. And also, it's possible that we don't know what we don't know. And that's scary, right? Be your own money manager. At least one in the family is your manager. Okay? Understand how money works, right? I'm going to use an analogy. Let's say a basketball, right? You know how to shoot the ball, right? But you run, you hold the ball, then you shoot it. What's not counted? Right? You don't know the rule. That's traveling. It's not counted. Same thing with the money. Even though you know how to make money, but you don't know how to manage it, then that's the reason why you have a problem, money problem. Okay? Make money work for you because money can work 24/7. Human can't. We can't. It's not the same, right? Money can't. So build a strong financial foundation. You cannot build wealth until you build a financial foundation. Okay? How are you going to build a financial foundation? This is the blueprint. Like building a house, you have to build it from the ground up. Right? We start with proper protection, and then debt management, emergency fund, and investment. Okay? Like building a house, start from the ground, going up. So if you build your financial foundation strong, right? You're gonna move you from financial insecurity to financial security, and you have a financial independence. How does it sound to you? Great, right? Now, let's talk about building from insecurity to independence. So we have to do the proper protection, okay? Proper protection. You have to protect your income, your health, and your asset. No, you buy a cell phone, you buy what? Protection for your cell phone, right? You have a car insurance. You have a house, what? Insurance for the house, right? But the person who bought those things, they don't have life insurance. Which one is more important? Is it the life or the person? Don't for those things, right? So we have to protect ourselves. Next, debt management. Oh, look at this, right? Rule of thumb: before we retire, don't have any debts anymore, right? Because why? Because you're going to work all the time. You still have debts, right? Debt management. This is, I'm very proud to share this with you because this is one of the information that we shared in our workshop. How to pay off the debt as soon as possible. We have this debt roll up. Okay, this is a strategy. Look at this. We have those creditors, as you can see. We are going to attack the lowest balance first, right? Which is the credit card. The total balance is 399,750. Then the minimum monthly payment total of 2,780. Okay, and if you keep on doing this, you will be done by finishing it by 30 years. Okay, then we're going to apply the debt roll. So let's say you have an extra $100. Hey Ed, where are we going to get that extra $100? Right? So we need to check our money. Okay, so let's say your groceries you spending like $800. Why not spend $700? Right? Because it will save you and put that $100 here, pay off the debt. Okay, so here's how this works. So instead of paying only $10 on the credit card, of course you have that $100. Okay, so in total of it's $110. Instead of paying it 19 months, you're going to be done by months. John, my question to you: what are you going to do with $110 now? You have an extra $110. You're going to shopping? No, of course not. Right? Of course, we're going to use that money to roll it up to pay the next debt, right? Which is the only problem. So $50 now, the total amount is what? $160, right? Instead of paying it in 38 months, you're going to be done by 10 months, okay? And you don't know where you're going here, right? You just add it up, roll it up until you finish the debt, okay? Now, by adding $100, you're paying $100 more, $2,882. But instead of finishing it in 30 years, you're going to be done by 17.5 years. Isn't it amazing, John? Right? So, now, emergency fund. Because emergency can happen. Right? You got laid off. If you get laid off, do you think your bills will stop? No, you will still continue paying it. Okay, so you need an emergency fund. Your car broke, need to repair your house, appliances, and they don't use our credit card as an emergency fund, or else you're gonna bury it. All right? And then of course, what? Investment. We have to invest, right? Long term. We need to grow our money. Learn to save and invest. Because some people they're saving only $50 because they don't know what's the purpose of their saving. We need to guide them. Okay? And I'm gonna show you by teaching you how to save and invest, you are going to become a millionaire. You want to learn that? Okay? Assume that you have an income of $60,000 and you set aside 10% of it. So that's $500 a month, or $7 a day, $17 a day. And let's say you're 30 years old right now. Okay? I know you look 25, but let's say you're 30 years old now. Okay? So in 30 years, at age 60, you will have 8% of 745,179. At age 60. If it's on a 10%, that's how much? That's 1.1 million, John. You will become a millionaire, right? 1.1 million. But the problem is, a lot of people they don't know where to access 8%, 10%, right? Because if you go to the bank and then you open an account, right, they didn't even show you or show to you what are the plans that's good for your money, right? Just sign up those paperwork and that's it, done. Right? That's your partner money. You need to know where your money is going, right? Now, here's one interesting comment. At age 60, assume that you start contributing, right? And then you let your money go. So compounding interest. Remember rule of 72, right? So 72 divided by 8 In 9 years, your money will become 1.5 years without putting any contribution or any contribution, right? And look at this. 72 divided by 10, that's 7.2 years. And that will give you, John, 2.3 million at age 67. We can become a millionaire, knowing how to save and invest, right? And where to put our money. Now, but we have to understand taxes. Okay? We are one of the most taxed person in the world, right? You agree? Because you work to pay tax. When you spend, you get 30% GST, correct? And when you save, if you don't know where to put your money, you will be taxed. So that's why it's important for us that when we die, final tax, that's it. Already, you need to pay tax. So where you put your money? You have tax now, tax later, tax advantage. Come on. If your money is in checking, saving, GIC, or you invest in stock or mutual fund, guess what? Right? Every growth of your investment, you will be taxed now. Right? Capital gain. Tax later, tax credit. Your money is in RSP, RIP, DIRA, LIP, right? Even in RESP. Right now, you will not be taxed, but by the time you're going to use that for the retirement for this education, you will be taxed. Even the CPP or your pension, you're going to declare that as an income. You will be taxed. Okay? Tax advantage. This is interesting. This is where I'm going to put my money first. TFSA, tax free savings account, right? Put your money there. Tax shelter, the growth of your money. If you need it, there's no penalty if you get your money. Right? Life insurance benefit, it's an investment, right? Why if something happened to you, the family will receive the benefits, right? Tax free. It is critical illness, right? If someone got critical illness like cancer, for example, you will receive the money, lump sum, tax free. And guess what? You're not going to declare this thing, right? So tax advantage. Now, are you paying too much tax? Are you? So you know now where to put your money. Awesome. Okay. What do you know about saving for university? You know what? I have 4 kids. I have 3 small kids. Right? We receive a child tax benefits. Based on my experience, common. A lot of families, they spend that money as part of their budget. Right? They're not saving for the kids. No, don't do that. At least help for their education. Right? I know in Ontario we have this stuff, right? Student loan, right? Come on, after they graduate, they're gonna get there. You don't want that to happen, right? We have an opportunity, we have extra money to use for our kids, right? Let me start the retirement benefits. We have this program of the government, right? Like CPP, OAS, right? It's there. But the thing is, you need to apply. You need to apply for it. It's not automatic that you will receive those pensions. Right? And that's how we educate people to teach you like what needs to be done, how to access it. GIS, are you entitled to that? Right? There are rules that we need to know. And the taxes on your retirement, remember, right? RSPs, guarantees, it's taxable. So we need to know these things. So because of those financial reviews, you know what we had, we had 8 testimonies like from Jesus Palmas. He said that financial education is the best thing I can share with someone. Okay, and according to Gila, I love the idea of becoming financially educated and helping others. Right? That's good, right? You become financially educated at the same time you help people. And according to Dali, she's very thankful with our community, the WSP. Right? Daily gave us its fresh vision and it gives her hope. Okay, and most importantly, overcome the challenges, especially the financial. And according to Sigmund Loading, the education is for truly change my life and save my life. Right? You want to save your life? Do you want to save others' lives? Yes, right? Who are financial literacy or financial education? So, John, be part of our campaign, right? Be a campaigner. And just to let you know that we're revolutionizing the financial industry. Okay? Our goal is to educate 30 million families. That's why we need you. Gentlemen, we need you in our community. And just to let you know, we have 300 financial centers from all over Canada and all over the US. And how For sure, you're gonna ask me, okay, Ed, how do you educate people? We have this workshop, right? We have 5 workshops to help you, guide you. Workshop number 1, we teach you how to increase your cash flow. Remember I mentioned about that budget, right? We teach that, okay? And also debt management, the debt rollout. Workshop number 2, how to build a strong financial foundation. We need to build it in order for us to build well, right? To build well and to have a proper protection. And workshop number 3 is how to save and grow your money. Workshop number 4, what are the sources of retirement, and also how to prepare your kids' education. And workshop number 5, how to protect your heart rate well. So we have a community. John, you have Facebook, right? For sure. So we have a community, and as of February 2022, we have 79,000 members. So as of today, for sure, it's more than that, right? We want to inspire you, right? We want you to be part of it. Our financial education is to conduct financial literacy education in homes, in public libraries, right? In schools and universities. Look at this, Harvard Law School, right? Columbia University, we campaign there, we educate people there. Places of worship, small business and corporation, like Oracle, look at that. Government agencies like FBI, come on, FBI, right? We educate them. We educate our friends, our families, right? And COVID happened, but COVID didn't stop us, right? We use Zoom, right? Online, right? We educate a lot of people, okay? And also our community, we give back, right? Everybody deserves financial education, isn't it? And every human deserves clean water. So WSP, our community, is now the official brand partner of charity water, right? Since mid-2020, John and we donated $1.7 million right, to charity. So this is a good organization, right? A good community. We have a new normal, right? A new normal. So what's the new normal? The world does things. We have to accept that, right? COVID-19 happened. It depends on how you see it, right? How about adversity? Are you seeing what? Are you seeing that it's better or worse, or you use that for your own advantage? Right? That's how we think, right? And what are the changes? AI, remember, right? In the airport, you check in your bag, no one is there, right? You're the one going to do it. Recession, infection like COVID, we order our food online, right? Most of the people work from home, right? And because of this COVID, we got depressed, right? A lot of depression. Social media is rampant. Inflation is going high, right? 3% now is how much? Like 4 point something. If I'm not mistaken, or 5% now. Oh my OMG, right? We shop online and we use Zoom and we isolate ourselves because of these things, right? It's time for us to get out from isolation, right? Why? You know what? There's a great resignation. John, people are changing because on their job, you believe that, right? Your company will tell you, you know what? We'll go to work for 3 months, no pay, right? Your family needs to eat. You can't do that. That's why a lot of people, they're trying to find something, for them, for their family. People are looking for a better future of work, right? Look at this. They want freedom. They want time flexibility. They want to be flexible, right? The lifestyle, they want to travel the world, even though they're working hard, right? With their family, they have a purpose. Here we have a purpose, right? We have freedom, flexible, the lifestyle, as you can see, we travel, we go with our family, right? And we have a purpose. We have a lot of families from financial education. In part of this platform, we have a big business platform, right? We have a world-class support, right? We are a fast-growing organization in diverse business platform in the financial industry. Okay? We have an incredible track record, and I'm part of this, right? Many of our team members have become financially independent. Many more make good part-time income. Remember, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you need an extra income, right? This is an opportunity. If we have debt, then we can use this to pay over debt as soon as possible, and you can build your financial future. Okay? You are not totally free until you are financially free. Let me repeat that one. You are not totally free until you are financially free. Change your thinking. Remember, change is good, right? Change your future. Save your future. Increase your knowledge, right? Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge really is the power. We have to apply what we learn and make more money out of it, right? Build your future. Start building a business in a growing industry. Be your own boss. You might be under the boss. Be part of something big. You know what? You can do this, build this business. You don't have boundary. You can do it all over Canada and all over the US. Make a difference for your family, right? And leave a great legacy for your family, and to help less fortunate, right? At cost. Join our cause to fight debt, financial security. We have to fight financial security and financial literacy. Okay, be part of this 30 million people educated by the year 2030. Now, okay, I'm going to give you this this survey card, right? Because we want to know what's your thought, right? So that we will know how I'm going to help you. Okay. So I didn't type myself. That's the presentation. Okay. So remember, do you think you can do this? Right? If this financial education impacted you, right? You can share it from your heart with passion, right? There's no way that you cannot do this. Also, moving on, but probably on my team, I don't want to hear saying that, oh, that's not available, I'm going to cancel my appointment. No, it's not like that. Remember, we'll help many people. All right? So do you think you can do this? Do you think it's simple? Do you think it's fast? Do you think it's duplicatable? Yes, you can do it, right? With that said, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate your time. Right? It's been a while that I've been on this stage, this crowd so big, right? And I appreciate it. With that said, I'm going to introduce the next speaker. Okay? So this person, I have too much respect for this person. Okay? Because she's professional. She's very professional. And she's strict. In a good way. Okay? In a good way. Why? Because she got a lot of SMEs, CEOs, right? Because of that. And this person is small, but terrible. And what I meant by terrible, PhD. She got a PhD, right? She is one of the EBC in our company. And one more thing, she was chosen one of the best advisors last year on Forbes Next. Thank you, Melissa. Let's give a round of applause to Ms. Jen Sang.
Thank you. Good morning. Who said Canada is cold? Don't you think Canadian people are hot? Life is about choices. You choose to join financial service industry, especially you join World Financial Group, and you choose to work with World System Builder. Don't you think you are hacker? Yes. So my job here today is help you get fired up, on fire, to achieve your dream if you still have. Me, as Esther mentioned, petite size, no business background. I came to this country in 1993 in North America, in New Jersey, to get my PhD degree after I finished my bachelor. and master program in China. So English was my third language. Anyhow, I came here to find most of the first generation. We want to have freedom, yes or no? Unfortunately, no matter how much education you have, academically, financially, I am ignorant. One of the person who have no clue how to set up education fund, including bank account. What's the difference between saving account and checking account? I have no clue. That is the reason why I joined financial literacy campaign. At that moment, I want to learn to be capable of judging ability, at least. So gradually, it took me 7 years, too slow, to change my mentality. After I got my PhD, I produced my daughter, and also I went to Columbia Med School for my personal training, and I found a job in a Japanese company called Fujitsu American as an application chemist. So it took me 7 years to make a decision to become full-time in financial service industry. But guess what? That is the beginning of the journey. After 7 years, so 7 is a magic number for me. How many people you have a magic number? I'm not so sure. You should choose 3, okay? Right? Mine is 7, old-fashioned. So after 7 years, I have produced this total, including me, 7 CEOs. 7 years, I become a millionaire. CEOs, and we want to build at least 7 millionaires. Why here? And what is the reason you will come here? But one thing I know, everybody, you look for opportunities. Yes or no? Yes. So many people say, yes, I joined the FG. We understand what case a little bit from Kenny's and Excel's presentation. Start to know who we are, what do we do. And actually, he exactly show you how we get attention from people and plan our flag and how we do the presentation. Let people know. But some people join, some people quit. Some people make it, some people fail. Some people make it big, some people make it nothing change. So what is the secret? From my past almost 25 years, from all the presentation today, guess what? 2 principles. Hopefully, you can resonate like me. Number 1, we have to know our position. Who we are, what do we do, why you came here. This is the number 1. When you work with people, do you know your position? Entry level, do you keep learning? Someday, somehow. This is number 1. Number 2, we have to learn how to hold people together. It's all about holding people together. If you want to build the business, build your client bases, build your team. So you came to the Trainers Academy, exactly those 2. Because you want to become trainer, yes or no? If you want to graduate, it's one of the masters students who can master the system. So that's called the academy, yes or no? So how many people you think you came to the right session? People get confused and say, yes, we join the industry. But I joined WFG. What is the difference between WFG and WSB? So that's why, as I said, you have to know your position. Is that right? Can I move? Yes. As Esther mentioned, I was selected by Forbes last year. We had to go through several turns of interview. One of the questions, are you curious enough? You want to know? What kind of question they ask you? They will ask you, say, tell me about your business model. How could you make it profit from it? If you were there, how would you explain? I said, I'm a petite-sized little woman. One thing I know, maybe I'm good at one thing, but I'm not good at everything. How many people agree with me? I was wise enough to choose the pathway called World Financial Group. Why I choose? Because I want to get a degree in support technology, which I was not good at. I want to make sure my people can get licensed in different states, including Canada. And also, we do not want to negotiate about all product options with all the provider companies. And that gets you. Last on list, we are in a highly regulated industry, yes or no? Compliance can make us and also can break us. Is this important for everybody? For lasting business, we have to keep compliance. Do it right and do it with pride. And also, if you want to do it big, do you have time? Do you have experience? And you know how to manage everybody? It's going to be tough. So we appreciate WFG in giving an opportunity as an organic chemist. Without any experience, I can start the business. So literally, just like here is a vehicle, you can drive. If you have a dream, you know your destination. But how can we drive to our destination? This is the reason we choose to work with water system builder. Why water system builder? Not only emotional decision. Oh, we love Coach. We love Alicia. We love your Liz or whoever. But what's your logical decision? For me, it's very simple. Because there is called system. And as a driver, you sit in the car, where to go? Do you have destination? And can you keep fuel's alignment? And can you show people who is sitting in a passenger seat, sooner or later, they can drive their own car? This is my idea. So choose to work with a water system builder because of the mission. Financial education, as I mentioned. From day one when I joined the business, I love how to explain Rule 72. I love to share with people what is an expert. I love to share with people how to stay tax and from beginning to the end of your life journey. Where should you put your money and why? And also the vision. If you want to do something small, you can join agents. And some people entice you with different contracts. And you can do a little teeny bit based on 1 or 2 single sales. Yes or no? But why we want to work with WSB? Because we have a vision to build a new industry. This is huge. We deserve to do something bigger than we found at the beginning. How many people agree with me? As I mentioned, the system here is duplicatable. It is a building self-improving system. If you didn't taste and after today's training, you will have all the secret. More importantly, the teamwork and the leadership here. I know like Kenny did a wonderful job, right? What did he say about Chinese? 你好吗? 我爱你. All these 3 words, right? It's common language in all language. So 3 is natural number. Now we change from 7 to 3. Means how are you? I love you. Is that all 3 words? So 3 is natural number. So if you didn't finish 3:30, you cannot make it. As a CEO in 3 years, you waste the opportunity. So here is a simplified system. If you follow 3:30, and we will lead you to make a CEO in 3 years. Are you with me? Yes. And it's unified. Like today, we have 8 locations for Trainers Academy. How? If as a person, no matter how capable you are, how could you handle? Is that right? And more importantly, you don't need to limit yourself in any locations or any people. How many people you are chatting with? Show hands. Very few. What's wrong with you? So because of me, you should be more chatting. With some time to tell, like last night, I asked you to slow one. Oh my goodness, if you didn't go to China from tonight, right our session, go eat and record. All right? If you need me, let me know. I will be there too. Guess what? People say yes, the system is powerful. But why some people make it, some people cannot? We forgot about our purpose as a position. The secret here is there is no politics, no title, no authority in this business. But you only have 2 positions you can choose. Either sitting in the passenger seat as a trainee, or to take the driver's seat as a trainer. So which one you like? You want to become a trainer, yes or no? Especially for all the new people, 3 months. You remember 3 magic number. 3 ways you can finish your 3:30. Seriously, 3 months, you could become a very strong trainer. So as a trainer, in this company is the most important position. Did you realize what I said? Do we know our position? If you think this is not looking for you, ask yourself, what kind of position are you in? If you are not a trainer, become a trainer as soon as possible. How? Become a good trainee first. Work with your trainer to make sure in short period of time you went through all that. Then you can become a trainer. Yes or no? Once you become a trainer, you have to know how to lead your team to build qualified trainees. Some people sitting in your passenger seat always distract you. Don't you think that's a good passenger? Especially those wives. No, the driving. Always go this way, right? Make sense? So you have to make sure you have a qualified trainee. So I'm not qualified. I'm not physically good driver. I never say anything. Whoever drives me, let them go. Okay. So as a trainer, more importantly, you have to know how to plan the flight, not only for you, for your team, and for our company, and also for our industry. Means if you do not know how to present yourself, sorry. You have to practice. No matter how. And workshop, every workshop, we have 5, 6, or you have whatever, language or in English. No matter what. That's much easier than your what? High school diploma. Don't you agree? How many people agree with me? It's much easier. No midterm, no final. Nobody criticizes your language. You just want to share with your passion. people can feel, yes or no. So workshop is so important as a trainer. You never did presentation, you are not qualified. Are you with me? As a trainer, you have to know how to provide solutions for families and business owners. Don't you agree? And as a medical doctor, you have to know your patients and treat them in the right way. Don't even think about how much money you can make. Don't even think like what kind of contract you can get. More important, you have to stand on the other side to make sure what they need, what kind of solution you bring. How can you add the value on the table? Yes or no? This is so important, but also the trainer, our responsibility to build the system together. You leverage the system and also we work together to build the system to be better. Yes or no? So are you the builder for the system? Or you just come here and say, learn something and pick and choose and also so picky? This is not right. He's not right. She's not right. Presentation is not right. Slide is not right. How about yours? Did you do anything to add value? That is important. We build the system together. Nobody owes us anything, yes or no? Don't you think your SMDs, your leaders, your CEOs, EVPs, especially like Alicia Swan, our head coach, did they owe us anything? We choose, remember, we choose industry, we choose business, we choose to work with everybody together, yes or no? How many people you married? For those people who are still available, wow. You can recruit more and select better. Yes? But once you make a decision, hopefully you pass the life stage for your first love. So after your first love, we are now. We made a decision and we took responsibility. When anything is not working as you expected, what should we say? Don't point out, point yourself. Am I right? So for the system here, people say, yeah, we're building industry. But look at, some people make it, some people break it, some people don't have positive feedback. What should you do? No matter what, if you really understand our history, if you go to read a bulletin all the time, if you really understand the history, can you share with us? You are going to be so proud of us. Because we build the system is through many years of practice. We fail, we try, or we keep moving to improve, to be better. Don't you agree? So how much time do you have? I coached 36 years already. How many 36 years do you have? So this is a question here. As we know, when you marry a person, don't think she or he is the best. You have to think he or she may be the most suitable one for you. Am I clear? So in other words, if you want to see something fast, there is no fast, no perfect people, no perfect system either. How many people agree with me? We didn't say the system is perfect, but we know we are adjustable. Just like I said, the video is not working. What aspect of it? Try to adapt. Life is not always certain as you expected. What should we do? We, as a human being, we work together, we have to know how to adjust to become better. Yes or no? So far, have you found anything better who can build such a big business, build such an industry, except 500 million? Who did that? If not, can we be humble and to learn, build business, build a new industry together. Yes or no? So please pay attention to all the people who are going to share with you all the secret about your position. And can you hold people together? If you know those two principles, I wish you are going to make it big in 3 years. Thank you.
Ontario, please help me welcome Mr. Dalawar Yali. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Wow. This is amazing, man. We are living again after COVID. This is what I was telling people. How many months was it? 24 months. Oh my God, it was like, where's the mask? Okay. I think I was the first one to throw the mask. I respect the mask. I respect everybody who wears the mask. But honestly, in my last flight, when we're coming back from San Jose, oh my God, that's the time to make this mask. It has to go. And I love all the people who make the right decisions right now. Okay? So I hope everybody can hear me clearly. Okay, it's very good. Welcome everybody. Before I even start talking about anything, I want to give the biggest thanks from all of us to a great leader, Alicia and Ms. Jan. They flew all the way in from California. Wow, it's a great thing. And on top of that, not only did they here, I think they have the option to go to any one of the trainers. There are 8 of them going on right now. And that's amazing. So let's show some real excitement, okay? So we're gonna do that. So where's the clicker? This is the clicker. Before I begin my presentation, this is, I think for me, this is one of the most exciting subjects I was talking about. Station. How to make money. Anyone wants to learn how to make money? Good. I got a few of us ready, okay? Lunch is far away, don't fall asleep. This is the most exciting thing. I've been in this business for well over 15 years, and I'm always very thankful to my great trainer and mentor. I represent the Argentina Financial Center in Mississauga. It's just a new location we opened up a few months ago, but it's building like crazy right now. And I'm with the great leadership of my CEO, Anthony Masood. And I am really honored to be in this team. She has got a whole big army of good people. I try to fit in as one of those as somebody who's trying to pick up big. But I remember, still clearly remember that day when she first came into my office. I was not in the building that obviously. She came into my office and I gave her an opportunity to meet me after the 3rd attempt. See what I was doing in the future, I was really getting it. But she finally got to me, and I really appreciate the persistence that she showed. I was, where would I be today? I don't know. I literally shudder when I think about it, that if she was not persistent, I would not have been here. I would not be standing in front of all these people. I would not have been wearing this green jacket. I may have been maybe a typical insurance agent, maybe selling some policies here and there, making a little bit of money and doing some part-time job, making ends meet. And especially at this time now, after COVID, with the inflation, somebody was saying 4%. I don't think so. I think it's way over 6% right now. The way things are going, it's really becoming expensive. And I don't see any sign of it coming down. If you have come here with an open mind, learn, focus on the meeting. If you have come here to check it out,
Don't worry, it's already proven. Okay? And all of these people sitting here, and I don't know the exact number of money that these people make, but I certainly know that we have a few millionaires in this room. Okay? So just try to be like them, that's all. I did my MBA many years ago, and I always tell people I was the best student because I was the best guy to talk before others. And that really helped with the village. I look at people and I duplicate them, I do exactly what they're doing. Okay? My good friend Johnson is sitting over there. We started this mission together, and we're just talking about how we first landed in our first event in Las Vegas. We shared a room, we didn't even know each other. And since that day, we've been very good friends, working together. And I always look every month I say, hey, what is Johnson doing? And I'm still wondering. I got talking. I'm excited about it. So anyway, so I have about 25, 30 minutes, and I'm going to talk about the compensation system. Why did I select World Financial Group? Just to let you know the background why I'm so excited about the compensation is because I was already a licensed insurance agent outside of the village before I came to the village. So I knew what this industry is. I knew the power of this industry. I knew what this business can do for people, but I really didn't know what this compensation model can do for people. That's what we're about here. So I'm going to talk about that. So let's try to understand the compensation model. Generally speaking, the industry is divided into three different categories. Number one category is most of the insurance companies which have their own in-house sales agents. They have typical sales agents, they get some kind of a fixed salary, plus commission and stuff. But let's keep it very simple. Generally speaking, it's mostly commissions. And that's where I had landed when I first came to this country. Typically, before I came to this country, I used to be called a banker, so to say. And I always thought that, hey, I know a lot about finance. I must tell you something. When I started learning from our business model, our books, our trainer academies, that's what I learned. I had not even barely scratched the surface of finance. I'm learning on the business model now. So the typical financial industry sales agent is always looking for a higher compensation. They don't have the vision that compensation can be multiplied. Their vision is that simple. What am I going to get from my particular sale? And that's why they're always looking for higher compensation. They generally go into a well-organized structure. They see a good corporation. They walk in, they get a compensation. And just like any other North American organization, they have a district manager reporting. They have to report to the district manager. District manager has got about 10, 20 people reporting to him. And then the district manager has got a general manager who looks after probably a bigger region. That's a typical corporation, whether it's an insurance company or any other company. And at the end of the day, there is the company itself. So that means from every sale that happens, money is distributed. Some of that goes to the agent, maybe about 20% goes to the district manager. That's what the district manager is coaching and pushing and voting on the people that go to work. And then a little bit goes to the general manager. And then a small fraction of that is known as the operating profits. That's what they publish. But what happens now, this personal licensed agent, nobody wants to stay at the same place. How many of you would like to have the same salary for the next 10 years? I don't think so. Nobody wants that. The moment you start learning about the business and you start selling and you get a little bit of more efficiency in your business, you want to change yourself or upgrade yourself. And the moment you want to have an upgrade in your pay scale, what do? You look up to your district manager. Hey, Mr. District Manager, I need to make more money. And the district manager says, yes, you can make more money. Just wait a few more years, 5 years, 10 years, when I retire. How many people have got those 10 years? So you get dissatisfied, and what happens? You want to move out and look for an alternative. Now, the industry is split up into three different categories, as I said. The companies itself, and there are small organizations which are known as agencies or general agencies. These And commonly people call them brokerages. So you walk into a brokerage, and that's when they say, hey, mister, you leaving that organization, you got a good experience, I give you higher compensation. And they sign you up with a higher compensation. Typically, they'll start you slightly higher than the district manager, because now what do you say? Hey, I only got the pay of the district manager, so I can walk into the GA. And you go into there over there. But man is man. Too. Okay. So what do you want to do after a couple of years or after some experience? I'm making good sales. I'm bringing a lot of business to my organization. I need a little bit more compensation. And if the owner of the AGA is smart, just like any other organization, what would they do? He would increase your pay a little bit. You know, just keep you hanging in there. You don't quit, but you hang in there and you stay there. And they do that. And there you spend another 6 months, another 1 year, another 2 years till you ask for your next raise. When you get your next raise, what do you say to the GA agency owner? Man, I'm making some good business for the organization. I think you owe me a little bit more money from now. And he's going to say, upgrade you a little bit more. But you know what? Every insurance agency or every financial industry company will only give an X number of dollars as a compensation to the organization. So if the agency owner is giving more to the agent, that means he's reducing his share. If you are the agency owner, how much of that share would you like to reduce? 80%, 90%, 95%? You wouldn't want to give 100% to the agent. You don't make anything over it. And that's the time when the agent gets the take more room to increase. And that's when they start falling apart. They think that, hey, what am I doing? I'm not going to do any more out here. So what's my other option? My other option is I need to find a place where I can grow. I relate to this compensation more for the simple reason because I started out in an insurance agency. I couldn't upgrade myself. I quit. I went to an AGA and I actually opened my own AGA, and I felt hurt when people started coming to me, upgrade my package, and I squeezed my profitability and started giving it more till I till the day I realized if I keep on doing this, I'm not making any money, I'm just having a kindergarten office. That's all. And that's when I said, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And that's the best day of my life. My mentor, she calls me up. She says, we hear about you in the industry. Are you really happy? I have to say I was happy. I couldn't say I wasn't. I could say I was happy. But then she said, you know what? I know most of you guys, they learn the business and then they quit. See that word? They quit. They come in, they learn the business from us, and then they quit. And I told her that that's the biggest challenge. She said that is your biggest challenge is you cannot retain people. Let me show you a way how you can retain people. I said, show me. I was ready for it. And then she showed me what is the WFT model. Oh my God. I said, okay, where do I sign up? Remember, I was the owner of a brokerage. I said, where do I sign up? I'm coming in tomorrow. That's it. And I clearly remember she said, come to my office next day, 10 o'clock. And she asked me to come at 9 o'clock. I said, no, I'm not ready. Okay. So I went there at 10 o'clock, met her at SMD at that point of time, and I said, fine, this is where I sign. And things are things. So I started. Why do I love the WFT model so much? It's very simple. WFT is an equal opportunity providing organization. I've heard this many times when I was doing my MBA many years ago. I was in North America, of course, I was in another country, and everybody used to give the example that organizations should be what? Equal opportunity provider. But I never saw it in any organization. I came to WFT, and I saw the compensation model. All this is, you do this, A, B, C, you're bound to get it, whether you're MB or SMD likes you or not, doesn't matter. You do the qualification, you get it, you get it. And I was excited about that. Because then I don't have to wait for somebody to really like me and sign up. No, I don't get it. Because I do my work, You give me the promotion. And that's what WFG is. Very simple transactions. Everybody starts off, all of us, and I have a few of our team members here who are today training agents. They're brand new people. They just joined about a couple of months ago. They signed up a couple of months ago. I'm sure most of them still trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing so early in the morning out here. But I keep pushing them. You thought would be here. I know they're sitting at towards the end because they get late. That's okay. You can hear me at the back too. Okay. So WFG is a very simple model. You start as a training agent, you become an agent, you become a marketing director, and when you become a senior marketing director, you get the highest contract. Oh my God, when I saw this, I said, amazing. So that means after the senior marketing director contract, whether you become a CU or EDC or EC and XYC and everything, the contract still, and I'm sure this is what it is. Okay? Nobody gets it. And I heard from coach many times, I also have the same contract. So what can you complain about? Only difference is why coach makes more money, why some of the other people sitting here make more money is because of the spread and the overrides. Once you have understood that concept, man, you don't worry about what is my contract. There's a lot of companies which are out here right now looking for people, looking for licensed people, and they always keep on talking to them about, I mean, this is a high contract. And I keep telling my people, I've come from that place. You want to go back over there? I'm telling you, your higher contract is how many sales do you do in a month? 3, 2, 4? That's it. Would you rather have 4 sales? Would you rather have 400 sales? And they said, how can I have that? Simply, I'll explain to you. And if anybody still has any doubts about higher contract, lower contract, forget the contract. Forget the contract. In WFG, with this builder model that we have, with this compensation model that we have, I have seen you don't even have to become an SMD. You don't even have to have the highest contract. You can still be just a marketing director with probably the third tier of the compensation and still make a 6-figure income. How many people in the industry are there? So this is our business model. It's amazing. And you know how I relate this? I'm not very good at technology. Okay, I'm still not, and I don't want to become good at technology, but I tell you something. I relate our business compensation model to the Windows 10. Everyone's just familiar with the Windows 10. When I was learning about computers many years ago, of course, I didn't know that when you're working on Windows, you can actually click on that plus sign on top and open up a new window and still your old window is working. I didn't know that. I thought you have to close down everything and open a new window. And one fine day, my son taught me that this is how you do it. Don't be stupid, you don't have to close everything. And the rest is okay. WFG model is compensation, the same thing. You have one window and then you open up another window which is in new assembly, and then the new assembly comes to a new window, and then comes the second generation, and then comes the third generation and the fourth generation. Oh my God, I said all the windows are functioning, nobody's clashing with each other, everybody's partners, everybody's happy because everybody's got the same compensation. Nobody's worried about it. Nobody's talking about giving a raise. Nobody's talking about, yeah, if you do get a raise, everybody will get a raise. That's okay. That's okay for me. We're all equal opportunity. So, and this way, what my trainer told me that day, 15, 16 years ago, you will not lose people. And I don't lose people because of compensation. I do lose a lot of people, and you know why I lose a lot of people? Because they don't go to work. That's a different thing. But if people go to work, I don't see them quitting. I don't see a big jacket quitting. I don't see us in the quitting. Okay? So anyway, so let's talk about that. How does the compensation really work for an average person? But before we hit the compensation, what are the things that you should really understand about WFG business? WFG WSP business is based on sharing resources. Imagine where would I be if my SMD put my name in her shares. So if you are in this business, I tell you, don't shy away from anything, everything. Just do one thing. The day you get this business, make a proper sharing list. You make a proper sharing list, sit up with your trainer, sky's the limit. You can go and do anything. So try to share at least with 30 people this opportunity the day you sign up. I know many people have got the same questions in their mind. Who do I talk to? What do I say? How do I say it? Don't worry. If you're hungry, you don't have to think about how do I ask for food. You just go there and say, I'm hungry. That's it. So I have this opportunity and I want to share it with you. Observe 3-3. Foundation, just like Ms. Jack just said. Lucky number 3. You gotta have 3. And I tell people, if you don't have 3 people who have enough faith in you to sign up with you, I wonder who's going to carry your coffee. You need 4 people to carry that at least. You don't have 3, you're going to fall off. So it's difficult. Go and find those 3 people. They're everywhere, they're out there. People are looking for an opportunity. Don't worry about it. Just open your mouth. And we have one of the famous commandments out here. Okay? Thou shalt open your mouth always. It's not a business for silent people. You cannot talk, say. Give them whisper. Use your SMB. Use your trainer. I remember my early days, even though I had a good number of people. I was from the financial industry. I was from the insurance industry. But trust me, I never did any of my appointments alone. I always took my trainer on the day. Even though I'm a big jacket, I still sometimes tell her, you come and do this part for me. Why? Leverage your leaders. That's it. There's nothing wrong with that. You cannot win every time. You got to leverage your leaders. Workshops. Finish all the 5 workshops. Yeah, we have 5 workshops out here. 5 workshops. And I tell you, company says 30 days. I tell people, we do workshops every day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that too multiple times. Can you not find 60 minutes of that from your busy schedule and go through those 5 workshops in 5 days? At least you have an idea what we're talking about. And I insist on that. Whether you understand most of it doesn't matter to me, but you got to go there and get that exposure. It's very, very important. And licensed in 30 days. That's always remained a little bit of a challenge in Canada, but I've seen people do it in 15 days. So I'm not going to say it cannot be done, it can be done, it has been done, and we'll do it for many, many times, we'll do it. So the biggest mission that one can achieve out here is do these 4 steps and become a campaigner. We are campaigning for financial education. We're not giving a job, we're not selling a business. We're not doing anything with campaigning. What does campaigning mean? That we see that happening in Canada many times. What is campaigning? Well, you're not from door to door asking for election votes, but we're not going to ask election votes. What are you asking for? Get education. And how much do we charge for it? It's free. Workshops are free. So do your 3-3-30 in 30 days and get on board with us. That's the main mission. So from the campaigner, we want to help the families, all the Canadian families, and when properly licensed, you become a campaigner. When you're properly licensed, you will make lots of money, lots of income. Of course, 2 things that really we need to understand about this compensation model. Number 1, how many people are there who work with them? Oh my God, when I saw this line, I said, this is amazing. How many people out there are with you who are working with you? And that's the concept of business. And on top of that, you've got to know how much money you make working with those people. So that tells us one thing. You gotta also figure out how many people are out there who are working with you. And the second one is how much money you make working with them. Remember one thing, they're not just working there because to make money for you. You gotta go out there and you gotta field train them, you gotta spend time with them. That's when they make money and you get an opportunity.
more you spend time with them, the more you feel train them, the more money you'll be able to spend. And of course, you will make them a better performer in this organization. So that is our main compensation system, and we've got to understand that. So let me just give you a few semantics of how it really works. We have four major categories of compensation, as I mentioned before. Start out with the very basic, the training agents, and that's at 26%. That's the Canadian numbers. Yesterday I was at the American numbers, it's slightly different, but today with the Canadian numbers. The agent is the second category, which makes 36%. The marketing director, which many people are very proud to be 51% as senior marketing director. And trust me, that's it. There is no other distinction in this organization. Rest of the people are to make millions. That's a different model. That's a different understanding. We've got to understand that. Okay, so let's talk about that example. Let me give you a simple example. If we are able to help one family with a financial solution for that family, spending about just a little bit over $100, that ends up with the result of an annualized premium of $2,000. Take this as a basic example and work our way through this. So let's say if somebody is a trainee agent, they have a contract of 26%, and they are able to give one financial solution to one family. Their compensation will be 26% of 2,000, which is $520. Very simple math. Anybody can do that. But if you have a whole month to work on it, you have four families financial solutions, you're getting up over $2,000. So you're going to remain at the lowest rung of the bottom? No, I don't think so. Everybody wants to move up. So how do you move up? You become an agent. So how do you become an agent and get the higher contract, 26%, which is actually a 40% jump? Let me show that to you. That's the building block in industry. So when you are a training agent, all you gotta do is find the first three partners, first three campaigners. Okay? And that will help you move to the 36% agent category. That's it. How simple can it be? You don't even have to do anything else, just find the three partners and you become an agent. So now you become a 36% agent, and based on the same formula of 2,000 annual solution, you write one solution as 36% agent. What do you make now? $720 instead of $520. But remember now, when you become an agent, you have three campaigners in your team. Okay? Maybe one of them is licensed, or two of them licensed, or three of them are licensed. So, what do you think they have a license, and what is doing with that license? Families, and you go out to the field with them. So when those training agents make some money, they have families. What do you get? A 10% spread, because your contract is 36%, their contract is 26%. What's the difference? 10. Magic number. 10. And 10% of what? That's the thing that most people really need to understand. They look at the dollar number. I always tell them, look at the dollar number. Be happy with 50% or 20% or 25%, because the larger the pizza, the better the 25%. So 10% of a $2,000 pizza. What do you get? 200 slices. You get $200 as your share, and that makes your income go to 920. Wow. Just because you help one person make extra money for themselves, the company gives you. But of course, when you work on a monthly basis, you yourself will be doing four families, helping four families. You on your own, with your using your own brand, will be doing $2,880, 740 times 4, 2,880, and you have how many training agents? 3. If each one of them help one family, you're looking at $200 times 3. What is that? $600. And you take home about $3,480. I'm not an accountant, but I think $3,500 per month comes to about a $60,000 salary or $50,000 salary. And that's the median, I think the average for the Canadian families. So just by working part-time as an agent, just a couple of 2 or 3 training agents working with you, you're able to hit the Canadian middle income salary. you like to live with the, still stay there? Like get yourself up. Become a marketing director. Very simple. So how do you become a marketing director? Let's talk about that. You need a very simple company qualification. The guidelines are very open. You don't have to be very nice to your assembly or anybody. You just go and do the qualifications and it's written over there. 3 direct agents, 5 licensed people in your team, and you and your 5 licenses put together in 90 days do only 40,000 points, which is like what? I remember I said 2,000 points for each sale solution. 20. Man, it's so easy. I tell you, join the business today. In 1 month time, you can be a marketing director. So this is how it works. You are an associate, you're an agent, you're an agent, and you help your training agents become agents. All 3 of them, you help them. They're excited, they're happy, they get a higher contract, and the company rewards you with your higher contract of marketing. A nice blue jacket, every logo and everything. I used to really love my jacket. I still have it. I used to love my blue jacket. Okay. So now you go from 36% to 51%. What does that mean? Every time you help a family with that $2,000 solution, your compensation is not $7,000 anymore. Now your compensation is $1,020. Each type of you have 4 families in a month, you'll be making $4,000. But now, good concept of spread. Remember when we used to have spread, margarine, jam, peanut butter. The spread is the best part. Nobody likes spread. So the spread of 15% because 51 and 36% has got a 15% spread. And 15% of what? $20,000. So that's how you get $300. And because this business is ever growing, just because you become a marketing director doesn't mean that you sit in one place and you stop finding new people or you stop helping new people. You keep on finding new people who need help. You keep on finding new campaigners. So you bring in a brand new training agent, but because your contract is 51% and the training agent's contract is 26%, there's a difference of 45%. That's the spread. So remember what I said in the beginning? The more you go out affiliate training, the better the chances of better spread and making more money. So now you get 25% from the training agents share of the business, and all in all put together will be about $5,485,500. That's like $60,000 a year. Fantastic. And most people write their resume 10 times for a $60,000 job. I know for sure in this country when I came here, I never had to write my resume when I landed here. I didn't write my resume, and I still don't know how to write resume. So you become a trainer MD. Who's a trainer MD? A trainer MD is somebody who can actually help you recruit people, help you find campaigners, build your campaigners, and give the financial solution to each family. So in closing, let's go to the final step, senior marketing director. The highest pavilion that we have, 66% contract. Very simple. All you need is 3 direct legs. You need 10 licensed people. Some of them can be life license, some of them can be having different license, but 6 minimum life license. You gotta have 75, 80,000 IOs and 100,000 points in business. Okay, and you gotta finish all of these things in 90 days. It's not much, very easy. If you have the right framework, if you have the right structure, we get a 90 days of this game. So, you are a marketing director right now, you want to become a senior marketing director, you select one of the agents and help them become a marketing director. So when you help them become a marketing director, so he becomes a 51% contract holder, which helps you become a 66% contract. And the spread is always there. So now what is the spread with the marketing director? 50%. You're still making money by going out there and helping the family. So based on your personal helping families, if you help one family with a $2,000 solution, you end up making about $1,300. Your marketing director obviously wants to make some money too by going out there helping families. They help one family and they do their own job, but you have a 15% spread on that. So $2,000, 15% is $300. Okay. And then you have some of the agents who will not become marketing directors. Your spread over there license and get started, we still have a spread of, what is 66 minus 26? 40%, a 40% spread. So how many people would like to have a 40% spread coming from their team and going out and helping everybody? So we go out there and help families every day. So this is the numbers, 40% of 2000, 30% of 2000, 15% of 2000. If you believe in this business, every week go out there and help one family. Each one of us can be helping 4 families. When we have 4 families in a month, as a senior marketing director, which is just the beginning of the business. Mind you, it's just the beginning of the business. What do you have? $9,000. That's like 6 grand. You throw in a lot of other bonuses and stuff and everything. That's 6 grand. This business, that's why I tell people that when I see this model, I think about what's my compensation. How many sales can I do? How many solutions can I give to people? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, that's it. But if I can have 500 people get into the business with me, that's 500 different sources, 500 different outlets that you have working with you. But you gotta take them. You gotta spend time on them. You gotta invest time on them. It's not gonna happen just by taking and wishing. Wishing is good. You should always have a wish. You should always have a dream. You gotta make work and work hard to get your dreams done. Okay? So we become a builder. And when you become a builder, of course, you become a system builder. So remember 2 things, and I'll just wrap it up with you. How many people who work with you? That's the fundamental of this business. It's not what is my contract. And number 2, how much money are you going to make working with this? Sometimes in life, you have to take a step back, get started. And I clearly remember the day that I came from IHG, WFG. I really literally took a pay cut. I had to take a pay cut because I saw the big model. I didn't have that kind of vision at that time, but I saw one thing for sure, that I will be making a lot of spread. So I said, if I take a 10% cut in my paycheck and I get 20 people from whom I can get 10%, that's 200%. Which one's better? 10% cut or 200 in my gain? I said 200%. That's it. Let's go for it. And I signed it. And that's what I did. So, ladies and gentlemen, our compensation model is actually one of the best models. I don't know if any other models out there exist, and I don't think it exists because I've been here 15 years and more. I have never seen any model. Yes, they duplicate our model, they copy our model, and copying is good. Yes, that means flattery, they like our model so much. That's good. But they cannot duplicate the ethics. They cannot duplicate the heart and soul of this organization. Numbers are easy to duplicate. You can take a picture and duplicate. You got to come here and sit here with us to get the heart and soul of this business. So that's what I like. So with that, I'd like to close.
It's all set up and welcome WFC competitors, Ali and Lucille. And Christina Castro.
More people in the meeting. Okay, guys, let's do the wish together. Girl team, one system, one cause. Wow, okay. So, good morning WSE. My name is Alison Neglecillo. Well, I actually joined this business during COVID era. I joined November of 2020. And 1 year after, November of 2021, I was able to get promoted with my senior marketing director contract. So, actually, until now, my first 30 days is very, very clear to me. That was the most confusing time for me. If you remember the compensation plan, when that was explained, after Jeff explained that to me, my question was, my reaction was, I did not really understand what he said.
the promotions, the points and everything. Just tell me what to do and then I'll just do it. And then he just told me to just share the campaign. And we keep on doing that. And I remember doing my CC30. It was actually my boyfriend, my mom, and my sister. And I remember doing my fee solutions. I was knocking at Stephen Rudy's house 1 a.m. in the morning with the help of Tita Nancy and Tita Zor just to finish my fee solutions. And we finished 3C30 November, December, finished the license, and then January I received my first compensation. And then after that, he said, keep on running, run for your MD. I did not know what I was doing, but I was running. Okay, and then March, we hit the marketing director. July, I was able to help my sister. She finished her marketing director as well. October, I had Vicky. She finished her marketing director as well. And then December, we got the SM. So now I'm an SME, but I'm still running. I'm running to become Titan X every month. You have to run for it. I want you to be consistent to it. And everybody here, we have the same opportunity. We all have the same business, but we all have to run our business. And a while ago when I was in the registration, I was a volunteer and I saw a lot of new members, new campaigners. They were also confused. They don't know why they're here. They don't know what we would be doing. Don't worry. Majority of us were there, but two things. First is just be willing to learn. And second, trust your mentors, trust your SMEs, because they are here not to harm you, but they are here to help. And that's everything for me. Thank you for letting me share.
Hello, WSP. How are you doing? My name is Cristina Castro, representing Dolomite Improved Financial Center. Under the great leadership of my CEO, Dean and Ron Romero. I've been in this company for 8 years now. I used to work in a bank for over 10 years. I don't know, this is probably my 15, 16, 17 Trainers Academy. I even stopped counting. And some people would say, why so many, right? I said, because every time I attend Trainers Academy, I'm always 1%, minimum 1% better than before. So that's why I keep attending Trainers Academy. And first, can you please thank the person who invited you here today? If you're seated beside them, say thank you. And also, thank yourself for being here because you made the decision to come here, right? Because everybody here wanted to be a trainer, a good trainer, isn't it? But one thing I wanted to share to you is that in August 2019, we went to New York to attend the Trainers Academy. It was one person that was standing here that I changed my life, and it's the breaking point of my career in this business. When Nita Dalal said, my job at the bank is counting people's money, and the reason why I'm still working at my job is because of benefits. And at that moment, although when I work at the job, at the bank, I don't count people's money, but I feel the same. It's like for me, over 10 years, I love my job, I love my boss and everything else, but for me, I'm trapped. I feel like I'm trapped, I'm stuck, isn't it? I don't know how you feel that way, but after Trainers Academy, I made the decision to quit my job. I made the decision to fire my boss. Every single day, I ride to go train from Oshawa to Union Station. Every single day, my mind is I'm gonna be. I keep practicing that in my mind. But in November 2019, I fired my boss. I'm just lucky and grateful that on the Trainers Academy in New York, I have my husband with me, my two daughters, their own license. And you know what? I told them, I'm gonna teach. And you know what they said? Yes, go ahead. I'm just so happy because never in them that they have doubt that I can do this. They said they believe that I can do it. They believe in the system. They believe in the business, the WSP and our mission. And I know that this is the only way that I could help myself, my family, and a lot of many people. And thank you so much.
Good morning, WSP. Once more, good morning, WSP. Thank you. Okay. So this is the first time I am facing such a huge crowd in front of me. And thank you, Alicia, and thank you all the WSP leaders to give me such an opportunity to stand in front of all of you. So my name is Deepu Kotam. I am from Pickering Financial Center under the leadership of EDC Joma. I joined this platform 7 years ago. And 7 years ago, I came to Canada also. As soon as I landed in 3 weeks, I joined in this wonderful platform. When I joined this platform, I didn't understand anything. And my trainer was there, so he told me until I became a trainer. And so the reason for me to land in Canada is because Canada is not even a dream for me to come from back home because I have a huge lifestyle over there. But suddenly it would change because my family went with a huge debt, which are close to 200,000 Canadian dollar debt over there. So the reason, I have a strong reason to come, but when I landed in Canada, so I found that it's not easy to pay back that debt. But eventually, I understood the system, I worked hard, and I quit my job and I became full-time in less than 6 months after I joined this work. Then in 2016, I became MD, and 2017, I became SMD. Then after that 3 years, because 3 years not easy. So I didn't understand much. This is why, because I was not able to attend the big conventions. The reason is that I applied 5 times the US visa, that 5 times got rejected from me. Then Joe told me that people don't apply, so wait for to get that Canadian passport. So after I get the Canadian passport right away, I went for the first convention and it changed my life and my family life and everything. So the first thing is that my humble request for people is like, we have a lot of challenges, we have a lot of negativities come in around us. But the reason for me is I have to pay my backup debt. So there is no one else there to stand for me. So I cannot say, excuse me, family, my kids, because I am a fund for them. They invested on me, and I am the fund manager of that fund. So I have to work aggressively, I have to work conservative, whatever way, I have to pay the things. So thank you all and see you all at the top. Have a good day. Bye.
Okay, the next person, this is the highlight of our Trainers Academy. She flew from California, leaving the family behind. She is the most youngest powerful builder in the industry, and because the daughter of the creator of Saving Your Future book and the creator of the workshop, I would like to call our youngest builder, and from the heart, from our Trainers leadership meeting last night, I have never been so proud that we are so committed and make sure that we can make a 50 million families. So none other than our own Alicia Lier.
was just like, it's like that. I thought Toronto was so proud to have the biggest trader academy. I thought that Toronto wanted us to have a convention here. Can you prove it to me? Does it sound like you want a convention here? Prove it to me right now. Stand up. Convince me that you want me to bring a convention here sometime this year. Oh, so very sad. Very sad. I thought there's 2,000 people here. I give you one more chance. One more chance. Johnny, do you want a convention here? Let's do it again. Come on, let's go. If you can keep that up for the rest of the day, you can't do it only for me. You have to do it for every single speaker that comes up here. If you can keep it all the way till 6 p.m. tonight, we might have it here. But if it tapers off, if it gets lower than that, then I have a right to take back my contract. Is that a deal? All right. I didn't thought I was on a Zoom call, ladies and gentlemen. And I think also many of you have been waiting for this for almost 3 years. In fact, the fact that we're here today is very special. Because it was this exact location that we were supposed to have a trader academy in March 2020. In fact, my staff that day was already arrived in Toronto. And it was, I believe, a Friday. She had just landed, coming on the way here. She literally landed in the airport and the headlights started coming in. And Toronto was one of the last ones to make a decision about if they were going to shut down. And so it wasn't until, unfortunately, I think a late Friday night, that we had to tell many of our team that we had to cancel the event due to, we said we weren't going to cancel unless the government cancels, and they did. They were the last one out of the 3 locations that we get. And then you were the last one to close down, but you're also the last one to open up. We tried again 2 months ago, in January of 2022, literally about 90 days ago, we tried to be here, and everything was looking fine, and so you decided to be the first one to shut back down, and the last one to open back up. And so it's been a long journey that we've been trying to get here to Toronto, and that's why we got to celebrate that we're finally here this weekend. So I was backstage when the MC asked earlier, but can I see again, if this is your first time attending a Trader Academy, can you raise your hand for me so I can see? Oh my gosh, I think it's almost 50%. Wow, can we get them if they can? Okay, so I keep hearing people talk on stage that, some of you are brand new and some of you don't know why you're here, which gives me a little bit of a concern. You should know why you are here. However, in case, and especially since many of you this is your first time, I will go ahead and introduce myself, okay? And so, and the AD in the back, you can put my camera on all 4, because I will spend a couple minutes sharing about myself. So my name is Alicia Webb, and as Lynn shared, my dad is the first face that you saw on the first slide on the slide line, who started off in 1985. And At the time, he was a director of a social worker agency. His job was to help all the Vietnamese refugees that had settled in America from the Vietnam War and that arrived in California. And my mom was an accountant. And they made decent income, just like many of you probably also here in Canada, enough to survive, enough to pay your mortgage, enough to have 1 or 2 kids, enough to, go to attend some birthday parties on the weekends. But just something inside of my dad, he always wanted a way to make more. Because he felt like he just needed a few extra $100 or $200 to pay off his debt faster or save money for me and my brothers faster. And so luckily, somebody invited him to come listen on a Saturday morning like today. And probably like 50% of you, when he was sitting here on a Saturday morning like we are now, he had probably not a lot of understanding about what they talked about, but he had the feeling of at least an opportunity. And so little did we know that one invitation 36 years ago in May 1985, right? Almost 37 years next month. Little did we know that would totally change my family's history. He decided to join. He started off part-time, like most of the people in this room. He kept his word as his job as a social worker, worked Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and that's why most of our events, most of our trainings are on weeknights and weekends. Because we want to give people a chance to learn the business without having to sacrifice it for full time. In fact, Canada locked up a couple of years ago, but you had to be full time to do that. So it is a really big blessing that we can have people learn on a part-time while they're still learning a whole new industry, a whole new career. They don't have to sacrifice it all to make a big jump. So that's what my dad did for the first year. And in the first year, he made $2,000 a month part-time. And in today's dollars, $2,000 a month is pretty good. But this is back in 1985. He made $2,000 a month part-time. And then in 1986, he made $5,000 a month part-time. And that's when him and my mom looked at each other and said, if this is what we can do on a part-time basis, imagine what we can do if we go full-time. And that next year, 1987, is when they decided to go full-time, and that's when I was born. So, all I know is this business. All I know, my whole childhood, my whole life has been based off of this company and this team, World System Builder. I don't know my dad, what he did. I don't know anything. My whole life is this. So my whole life is seeing my parents send me to babysitter on a Saturday, just like some of you had to do today. Or maybe on a Wednesday night, having my brothers watch me, and they're going to be gone that night to go to the meeting. But I also had a chance to go to convention every single year. I had the chance to go to Hawaii every single year. And so basically, in 7 years, when he went full time, and in 7 years of this business, my family was able to pay off all their debt. The mortgage, the cars, everything. And for the last 29 years in America, my family has been a debt-free family. When he paid off all his debt, that's when we started to make it a tradition that we would, because he was so busy building this business, traveling a lot to different states, to different provinces. And so he would leave home a lot to build a team. However, he made it a tradition that we would spend quality time together and memorable experiences together. So he made it a tradition that every summer and every winter, he would take 2 weeks off and take me and my entire family, my 2 brothers, go travel and experience across the world. So he wouldn't take me to school every day. He wouldn't help me with my homework or all of those things. But every summer, every I spent Christmas in India, and at Christmas in Italy at the Vatican, and in Vietnam, and in many different places like Machu Picchu and South Africa. I spent summers in Japan, in Germany, in Egypt. So as of today, I stand here before you with 49 countries in my passport, right? And until today, now that even though I'm 34 now, my two little brothers, I'm the youngest, so they're older than me. We're all married, we all have kids. But until today, it remains our tradition. No matter how big the family grows, no matter who marries into our family and what job degree they have, we are still one of the closest family. We all live within 10 minutes of each other. And it doesn't matter about, all the things that my dad missed when we were young. What matters is it was, I don't remember all the birthday presents that I got when I was 10 and 13 and 6 years old. I don't remember the toys. I don't remember. And I used to play piano, but I'm not a famous pianist today. I used to play basketball. I'm not an NBA person today. But what I remember from my life and take with me is those every year, every 2 weeks, what we did petting the tiger in South Africa. Or I remember, eating under the Eiffel Tower. Those are the things that I remember. And so the reason why we have Trader Happy today, and for you might sit here and say, what do they try to sell me here? Why this crazy neighbor, this coworker, this family member of mine keep bothering me to make sure I show up today? And hey, for some of you might walk out of here and still feel that way, and that's okay. We will still keep trying though. Why? Because like I said, we never knew. And the thing is, what I'm even more proud of is that it's not just my family. My family is one example of what we're able to achieve when you are focused and when you build this business. But I have almost hundreds of families sitting right in front of me in this room. Most of them, right in the first couple rows here, that have paid are completely debt-free. They have total freedom to travel when they want, to send their kids to school, to what kind of school they want. They are very confident on their retirement and all of their critical illness and if they get sick. Basically, they are so having the biggest peace of mind. And that's why we are persistent, consistent, and passionate about continuing to invite more people and share with them about who we are and what we do. We're not here to sell you vitamins. We're not here to sell you juice. We're not here to sell you some funny stuff. We're talking about saving your future. We're talking about a financial literacy campaign. All we talk about is your money. You decide whether you want to save $1 a day, $5 a day, $10 a day. You need to learn about how money works. You need to learn about what is dollar cost averaging. You need to learn about all the different insurance, all the different investments, because it's your money at the end of the day. So, that's why you are here. And if you don't learn from us, then it's okay. But let me ask you, where else will you learn from? Because US and Canada are not very different. We know that what Edsel said is not going to be the government. Do they care about your financial future? It's not going to be the bank. It's not going to be your financial advisor. It's not going to be the school or university system. So if it's not going to be any of those people, who has to take care of them? And US and Canada is built a lot on overseas immigrant coming in. We come here to be able to fight for a better future than our home country. Nobody wants to leave their home country. But why do we come here? Because we know that there's a better opportunity. But guess what? Nobody leads us the way. We come here for the people lost, confused, cold. And then we look around, what do you do? What do you do? And start copying, but you don't know if you're copying the right dream. You don't know if you're copying the right job. You don't know if you're copying the right industry. And so, my job today is to talk to you about our exchange principles. I'm going to share with you what it means to be in the financial industry. Because I think at least the one common thing all around the world, it doesn't matter what country you're from, everybody knows the most money to be made is in the money industry. It doesn't matter if you're from China, you're from Africa, you're from South America, Latin America, whatever, everybody knows the biggest people get paid normally is in finance. Is that true? So here we are in the biggest industry and also in the two most wealthiest countries. And best of all, my biased opinion, my very biased opinion, but I'm not biased actually, it's a proven opinion. Best of all, you also in the number one and in the best team and the best system. So don't be fooled. Don't get distracted by other companies, other industry, or even other people. Because, what I think Jen or Dilawar said earlier, right? Is that we have 36 years experience. And hey, there's other people in the company, in WFG, that also have 36 years experience, or maybe even 40 years experience, or maybe more. But there's still only one person or one team that has stayed number one for pretty much 34 years out of the 36 years. So you have to know exactly who you are. And that's why you have to be happy that WFG gave us this opportunity, but you have to be a proud WSP. Are you a proud Sister Miller? Okay, so then let's go ahead and get started, okay? So, the first few speakers, we just try to give you an understanding of our background. We want to let you know that we are not something that was just made up yesterday and try to invite you, convince you, and recruit you to some brand new thing. We are solid. For the last 36 years, you know how many changes we've been through? Whether it's ownership change or whether it's economy change. My dad has been through multiple recessions. From 2000 market crash, 2001, 9/11, 2005, the real estate crash, 2008, the global financial crisis, and then most recently, COVID-19 pandemic. But yet, I will show you the number. And throughout the years, we keep growing and growing and growing. Why? Because what we shared with you in the slide earlier, our system is not perfect, but we've been through many trials and errors. And we are always adapting to get better. That's why we're always ahead of the game. And WFG Home Office will tell you on stage where WSB goes, WFG goes. Because WSB is actually 50% of WFG. Okay? So that's for those of you that don't know why you're here, and that is the first time to give you an understanding about when we stand up here and we go through exactly all these different topics. The reason why I get so excited about Trainer Academy, Jamal, is because I look at, before when we talk about something simple, like explaining compensation, what DC went through earlier, Dilawar went through, right? If I asked him to come up with that, he might come up with his own slide. And then I asked Tia to do it, he might come up with his own slide. And then I asked Liz to do it, she might come up with her own. And not that anybody's wrong, it's just that because everybody interprets it a different way. But what's amazing is that what we have today is we have 8,000 people and all the instructors at the 8 locations presenting and explaining in the exact same way. That is a system, right? Because everybody, just like you try to describe what color it is. If I use a certain word, you will use a certain word, you use a different, you might point out different texture or whatever. Because what we see and what we, how we articulate might be different. But the fact that what you see happening on stage today is really precision. So anyways, that to give you the history about our system, where we come from, why it's important to understand the difference of WSB, which is the driver, and what is the difference of the platform, the vehicle that we have, right? And of course, how we make money, okay? But of course, now we talk about the system, you have to understand, so we can have the slides come up now. You have to have understand something called exchange principle. Okay? Exchange principle. So, look, all of you, when you join, you are something called an independent contractor, which means we cannot force you to hire you, we cannot force to quit you or to fire you. We have people that join and do nothing for years, and we still have to smile at them. Because we're independent. You can work as much as you want or as little as you want. You can show up a lot or show up a little. So, when we have a group of a lot of part-timers, a group of most of them not coming from financial industry, right? Most of you come from different backgrounds, different walks of life, right? You did not originally plan to be in finance industry. Somebody go out and invite you and recruit you. Then we have to have some main principle, some common values that we understand. Because like I could be here today, and Jan is the perfect example. Jan has nobody under her team in this room. Not even one person. And yet, she flew to come here to be a trainer. Why? Yes, because she has no financial incentive to be here today. But why? Because of teamwork, that's what we call WSB, but also this exchange principle. She knows that today she may not benefit, but maybe 1 month from now, 1 year from now, 10 years from now, she might recruit one person in Toronto. And she might ask for your help. And so she's willing to invest some time now, or vice versa. One day, one of you will be invited as a speaker at a training academy in her hometown. And so that's something that we have to have a mutual, like I said, a mutual understanding of that we call it exchange principle. Okay? There's 4 main philosophies that we preach, okay, about our system. So this hopefully you don't know, or this is not a secret to you, this book on the screen should be in everybody. If you are a team member, you should receive this box, and this book is in this box, okay, within the first 1 or 2 days that you join this business. This is our startup kit, okay? And so again, just one other example, we are independent contractor, we're not corporate. So when I ask all of these people to have a book or have a kit, it doesn't mean that, Zio was giving it for free and then he could give it to you for free, right? We are all business owners, so we had to come up with the material ourselves. Somebody has to print it for us. Somebody has to manufacture, publish, and ship it for us. He has to buy and resell. If everybody's given, then so again, it's a common exchange principle. But anyways, so in this box, there's many books in here. The System Builder book, the Building People book, Survey card, everything you need to start is in this starter kit, okay? And inside, you'll find this book called The Moment of Truth. And almost every single frequently asked question, that the most common question about this business is answered right here. So if you forget a lot of things we learned today, just go back to this book and you will find an answer, okay? So let's start off with the first one called Buy from the Recruiter. And Amy, if I can have on the DSM please, the slides. So so if you open the book on page 15, it talks about buying a recruiter. The paragraph says we don't have to buy. And in fact, this is the main thing that proves we are not a quote-unquote traditional multi-level networking, whatever you want to call us. We are not, because you don't have to buy anything. You can literally join and just attend the classes and whatnot. Okay, however, we only buy a product if we want it and if we need it. And most of the time, when we do a financial review with you, we find that most people are either underinsured or they lack retirement planning, college funding, those sort of things. Okay, but we will review with you. No one can force your hand on the signature. Does that make sense? Okay, so when you understand and if you decide to buy, then we believe in buying either from the recruiter or the person who brought us into the business, or from the referral, the trainer, the licensed agent in that team. Okay? Why? How do you feel if you work so hard to introduce, you can follow up with somebody, you introduce to them and whatnot? You know, you ever notice the people that follow you on the mall or the store? But they work for that, is that true? They run behind in the back and they try to get you the right size for you, and you don't like that color, you let them run back and forth. And even at the end, they don't know if you're gonna buy the shoe. They don't know if you're gonna buy the jacket. But they put in the work because maybe if you do, at least that couple minutes or whatever they spend time with you to service you, that they might get a small commission from that. Does that make sense? So, you know, do you open a store just to save on a few sales? Or continuously work with your trainer so that in turn, you build your business to receive pay. So here's another just common sense. If I'm the agent of my own policy, let's say I say, okay, you know what, I join an Asante and I say, hey, I don't want Asante to be my agent. I'm gonna wait till I get licensed and I'm my own agent. Well, let me just ask you a common sense question. If I die, who can service my policy? No one, because I was the agent and the person on the policy, yes? Right? So that's a great reason why personally, even I have somebody else be an agent so that somebody else knows about my policy, okay? But continuously work with your trainer so that in turn, you build your business, receive money. Okay, so it's a common sense exchange. You know, you want to be able to get licensed and service other people, then somebody needs to service you first. Okay, so we use that same principle to build and spread value to our team. Number two, field training. Okay, number two is called field training. So we believe in proper field training, right? How many of you, I don't know exactly about the driver's test in Canada, but in America, you have to, when you are young, like 16 years old, you need to have something called a permit first. And you have to have a minimum required hours of driving before you can issue the license. How many of you would trust a 16-year-old that gets a license right away? Would you want them on the road? Right? So it's the same concept. If you get a license right away and you're trying to go out in the field right away, do you know what to do? Do you know how to fill out an illustration? Do you know where to get the paperwork? Do you know how to service and follow up after to get these issues, to get it serviced and delivered to the client? So think of it, it's actually very common, not only in our company, it's everywhere. You think about like a builder, when they're building construction, they have a mentor and an apprentice, right? When you go to the doctor, they also, when they have a new graduate, they call it a resident following the doctor. And so in our business, we call a trainer and a trainee. Okay? The fastest way to learn all the different products and services and how to run the business, how to build a team, is in the field. So even though these doctors, they can try to study as much as they want, it's not until they see patients in the office, it's not until they get into the surgery room that they really know hands-on training. Okay? So same thing here. The fastest way is hands-on training. Because there's no way, we have so many different products and services which we're going to show you, that you can learn and they're changing all the time. So there's no way you can learn everything before you start. But the fast way to learn what is occurring in the moment is on the field. Okay? Now, we get a lot of questions then. It's about, well, you just learned earlier from Anwar about something called spread, right? So, Florence, we get a lot of questions like, hey, well, if you're only going to make 15%, and if you train me, why do I have to give you 50% of the same? Something that we call split. Okay, it's normal in the real estate world, but a lot of people in real estate argue that, well, because we don't have a spread system, so that's why we have to split the effort. We want to explain to you what is the difference of something called split versus spread. Okay, split is that when, first of all, you will not always go out with the other girl. You may, how many of you, so we already proved that Miss Jen Duong, she is not in anybody's team here, correct? How many of you would love to want an appointment with the #1 Forbes-nominated financial advisor? Would that be worth it to split? How many clients worth to split? Is it 1 client you can learn enough? Well, what about 10? Maybe even 20 might be something. To just get that time, right? To be able to learn how to become so professional, how to become so prestigious and gain the client's trust. But if I split 20, but after that I become knowledgeable, I become independent, how many can I receive? At 100% on my own. So I thank Jan, the trainer, for her time by splitting with her to learn from her knowledge, learn from her skill. So you might go out, yes, sometimes they're your upline, sometimes they're not. They might be somebody in your office, they might be somebody in another city, they might be somebody in the United States. Okay? So when we go out with other trainers, we split to match the effort of the current work. That's what split is for, is a reflection of what's happening in the moment. Okay? So if I want to learn from Jen right now, then I gotta split with Jen. Okay? However, what's the difference of spread then? They say, well, you already make spread, why do you have to split? Well, that's different. Spread is earned by the upline based on their effort on past work to train and build value. Let's say, for example, I have a lot of people, they say that, okay, why have you split with Liz? She's so rich already. She makes $1 million, she can override a big team, right? But how come nobody talk? That's about right now. Nobody talk about the last 20 years she put in to build those people, to train them. And we always talk about the profit. Why don't we ever talk about the loss? Do you know that, I can recruit you today in Toronto, and I might spend hours on Zoom with you. I might fly here to Toronto to train you. I might spend money on airfare, on gas, on office plug-in, on different training. And guess what? You can quit anytime because you are an independent contractor. So even though I pour my time, my heart, my love, and maybe even some investment to you, take away time from my family too to try to teach you here today. I'm not here with my husband today. My son Avery's not here. But I came here today. And some of you might walk up today and say, that was what your time you put on me. Right? So, we always talk about the profit. If you bring up profit, you have to also talk about loss. And that is the biggest difference of spread versus split. Okay? Don't say that, oh, well, you override me. No, that's a reflection of something different. That's why we still have to split, even if we make spread. If we never know you're going to quit anytime. And the previous work of what we put in for the last 20, 30 years, whatever, or depending on whoever your trainer is, okay, they earned that. In those 3 months that they ran so hard to become an SC, or in those, whatever, they fought so hard to go on the field to recruit people, they might have some profit that you see today, but there was also a lot of loss along the way. Okay? So, invest time to become a good trader. And understand why split and spread is needed and healthy for the business to run. Okay, so now that you understand that concept, we want to take a short detour. We're not exchange principle, but we want to help you understand compensation on a deeper level so that you understand the next exchange principle, number 3. Okay, so before we go to number 3, let's talk about money in the money business. Okay? We are in a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Okay, the financial industry is worth trillions of dollars. Trillion. That's 9 zeros behind the number. Okay? And we are backed by can you say it? Billion company. Okay? Who is the multi-billion-dollar company? So we're in the multi-trillion-dollar industry, which is the financial industry, and our multi-billion-dollar company is Aegon and WT Canada. Right? They're worth multi-billion. That is our vehicle, like what Jan shared with you in the morning. And that vehicle allows us to potentially build a no one decided to make potential million? And we're trying to get a multi-billion-dollar business. But let me ask you. And so you have the platform that helps you make the system. WHP can give you a system to make a multi-million-dollar business, but how much income are you going to make? This is support. This is the backup you have. Hey, I don't know if you really understand how beautiful this is. You pay $125, a few extra $100 for some license and some monthly fees, like, oh my gosh, I think like $30 or something like that. But to have the support of a multi-billion-dollar company and a multi-million-dollar system. So what income you're going to make? Anybody plan to make a multi-million-dollar income who chooses option A? What about multi-thousand who chooses option B? That's all of you raise your hand on A, but for most of you only make C or D. Who's to blame on that? Okay, I'm just making sure you know the answer. But it's here. It's here. And I hope you take the ownership of your license. Your license, you might think of it as just a piece of paper. You might think of it as 5 stupid tests that you have to study for and stuff like that. But look, that license is powerful. You have a choice with that license to make any of these options. And on top of that, it's not you're going to do it by yourself. You have WSP to help you every step of the way. We've proven, you saw a slide earlier, we have over 70 people with $1 million. Do you think we know how to teach you how to make $1 million? And we have a consistent program and system and training to help you go from zero, from B to A. We know what we're doing. It's just a matter up to you, how fast you can and how serious you take it. Okay? And look at WFG history. In 2011, they paid out about $300 million to the field. And in 2015, they paid out $732 million. Only in 4 years, they over doubled. And what I shared to you, remember I told you we are proven and we would stand through many different market challenges. Look at 2020. That's how much commission WFG paid to all the licensed people in this room or all over North America. Within 1 year, they paid out, they jumped to $1 billion. Here we are, 2022. We're fine. Hello, 2020 and 2021. Canada was closed. What do you think we plan to do in 2022? Are you ready? This is the average income is average about 200,000, a CEO is about 350,000, and an EBC and up is 800,000 on average. Okay, so like I mentioned, we know how to show you, we know how to build. Okay, so now that you understand the potential, then you have to look into, like what Dilawar said, which model you want to build this income. Okay, and what we find is that basically now that you understand the numbers a little bit, what is the overall concept? You see, in the traditional company, you basically what you want is you want to try to become an agency manager. So most people strive for that district or general manager, but like what DZ said, it's too hard. They only have every company because it's corporate. You have to. It's a full-time job, so they only have certain slots, just like your company right now. They cannot just make, even though you're good enough to become a manager or supervisor, they cannot make everybody a manager or supervisor, even though you deserve it. They only have a budget for one or two in your department. Does that make sense? So, same thing here. They only have a budget for a handful, and that's very hard for you to become a manager. But what most people, the reason why people don't stay is because they don't get that spread. So that's why we were at the bottom. Only a few people are happy. And that's why they try to go to the next one. Well, if I have to stay a producer, then I'm going to look for better contracts. Because if I stay in the traditional model and I have to stay at my own personal contract, then it sucks to have 50 clients. I have to go find something more. That's why I have to look for a general agency or open my own and try to become an 80%, 90% deal. So you become a producer and only one person is happy, which is you. Okay? What we're able to do with the WFG model and the builder model, right, is that we do have the agency spread, but we also have a good producer contract. So, I'm sorry. So therefore, everyone is happy. WFG is one of the places that you're going to find so many people deal for so many years. Why am I generally still here 36 years? Why Jen is here almost 20 years already? You know, Liz, all these people sitting here, and not just CEO and millionaires, a lot of my S&D here in Toronto. They're just going for S&D, they make a $100,000 to $200,000. Why they stay here? Even though they can't get a better contract outside. They know that. They know that they can try to go out and get 90%, but why they don't? Why do they stay here? Because here is fair. Everybody is happy. So, you know, if you can, write this down. I'm not writing down to save time on the agenda, but if you can write it down, it's better than if you take a picture. Okay? So what you have to understand what we call the base shop. In the base shop. What is the base shop again? The base shop is anybody that's under you, not an S&D yet. So whoever you recruit in your direct legs, and they don't become an S&D, they are a training associate, MD, that is called your base shop. Okay? And the base shop is what we call business development. Because that's all the new, fresh greetings. So we're still developing you, we're still training you. Does that make sense so far? Okay? So do you remember what is the percentage for a TA? 26, very good. What about associate? 36, very good. And MD is 51, and S&D is 66. Okay? So that is the compensation in the base shop. Now we have something called business expansion, which we call also referred to as generation override. It's similar concept of that. I finally raise you to become 18 and move out. So expand, right? Like all the kids, they eventually, my parents originally had 3 kids, now they have 6. Because they expanded. The 3 of us got married, and now we all have our own kids. So when you become an SMD, and you promote your first SMD, we call it your first generation. And you remember earlier, what is the first generation percentage? 12, okay, good. What is second? 6. compensation on the generational override. And then in Canada, your bonus is 8%. Okay? So, I'm going to share with you a concept called temporary versus permanent. So, the base shop compensation, you saw the different spread, and it's very good. But unfortunately, it is temporary. So you got to keep building them until you can get them to become permanent. And I'm going to explain to you that right now. So, remember when we showed you this picture, you were a training associate, and to get from training associate to, or you want to try to get promoted to, I'm sorry, not training associate, training agent. They changed it. So you are now a training agent, and now you're going to an agent, letter A. What do you need to do? You need to do 3, 3, 30, right? So now I go out and I'm my first person, and when you recruit somebody, they also join as a TA. So you only recruit your first one, you're not promoted yet. So what is your contract? 26. And what is their contract? 26. So what is the spread? 0. So you see, you have been called, we would just call another word called flanking. You've been flanked or temporary. That's what we mean by temporary, right? So that's why even you get your second one, you don't get spread yet. Not until you get your third one and do the third sale, then finally we will promote you to agent, to A. And now you are 36%. So you say yes. Kenny said yes. Finally. Okay? So now you have spread of, what is your spread? 10%. Okay? Now you're so excited. But guess what? Kenny recruited Sam, and Sam decided. And Sam said, I want to become 3, 3, 30. Do you think Kenny should stop Sam? No, Sam. I want my 10%. Or what? He wants him to also be successful, right? So we tell Sam, yeah, you would be 32. But guess what? You used to make 10% on Sam. What happens now if you are on the same level? What is your spread? 0. So you have been flanked, or your spread was temporary. Okay? So then Kenny said, okay, I'm going to keep running. Okay, Lace, you become 3, 3, 30. And okay, you become 3, 3, 30. And finally, Kenny becomes MD. Wow! Yay, Kenny! Right? And he gets excited because finally you make spread again. Okay? But guess what? Sam's aggressive. He says, I have a powerful store, I need to take care of my family, I need to become an MD too. And should we stop him? So suddenly Sam becomes MD. And then Kenny cries. Kenny cries because now they're both MD and there's no more spread. Wait a minute, Alicia, and easy clients with me. You said that I'm going to make spread, you said this is good business. Why? Now you show me the real side of WFG, is that it's only temporary. No. See? Now, at this point, if they hit all the other requirements, we can promote Kenny to become an SMD. Okay? And if Kenny becomes SMD, he becomes 66%, correct? And from now on, permanently, once you become SMD, then he will never get flanked. Right? Good. Because now you become SMD, and anybody in the bake shop up to MD, he will always make spread because he made that last permanent contract. But even on top of that, he recruit more, and he build up and become SMD. He now have a first generation. What does he make on his first generation? Do you remember? Very good, 12. So now, even though they have the same contract, but now he's still making spread. And then he will allow another person to have the same contract, but still another keep building the next one to have a permanent contract. And even though they're all the same contract, but now he will make spread. Okay? So even the temporary is technically temporary. Okay? However, remember, we talked about exchange. We talked about exchange. So I want to help you understand something. Okay, so before we go into that, you can see that there's a very high profitability in the base shop. You see 10%, 50%. In fact, more spread comes in the base shop. Let me show you an example. What is SME to MD? What is the spread? 15. What is the spread? 66 minus 36. 30. What is the spread of 66 minus 26? 40. So you see, if you look at the first generation, nothing beat that. Does that make sense? In the base shop, you get the biggest spread. 50%, 30%, 40% bigger than your first generation. So it's very profitable. And in fact, if you just have one of each, let's pretend I'm an SME and I have Edzo is one MD, I have Nancy is one associate, I have Mary is one training agent. Then if I combine my contract and combine just one spread of each, I could potentially make 150% in the base shop. Does that make sense so far? Because I make 66% of my personal, but if she makes a sale, I make 15. And if he makes a sale, I make 30. And you make a sale, I make 40. So it can add up to more like 151%. And you can see based on the generation mode, right? The spread never get big like 30 or 40%. However, remember it's temporary because before you can get the big spread like this, you get flights a lot. You follow me? So how do we have how we want to build this the permanent, which gives you the security. Okay, so we offer, for a fact, I know we have the biggest spread in the base and the biggest spread in the sixth generation, no matter what company you compare us to. Okay, so pop quiz. Pop quiz. Look at these two competition. Okay, company A is us and company B is another company. If you look at these numbers, which one looks more impressive to you? B, of course. Why should I join WFG? I only make 26, but over there I can make 50 right away. Why should I become an SME in WFG, but over there I can make 70, 4%? Well, let's talk about the spread. Can everybody take 66 minus 51? What is that? 15. What about 51 minus 36? And 66 minus 26? 40. So remember what I said about 51. What about company B? 70 minus 60? 10. 60 minus 55? 5. And 55 minus 50? I'm sorry, 70 minus 50, I'm sorry. 70 minus 60, 70 minus 55, 70 minus 50. Make sense so far? And what is the spread? 115. I thought you said that company B looked better. So before, now you're Turner Academy, right? So remember, salespeople pay attention to high contract. In fact, once you understand the 3 column, you need to make a decision. If you want to sell, I will have it to you right here on stage in front of 2,000 people. If you only want to sell and only by yourself, don't be in WFG. It's okay. You should go to independent agency and make 90%, 100%. If that's what you want. But I'm just going to let you know the pros and cons. You will make more money up front, but if you ever get sick, if you ever go on vacation, you don't make money, or you're not healthy to go on the field, you have no paycheck that day. So if you want to decide to be in the builder contract, don't compare. You cannot compare builder contract with salespeople contract. You cannot compare four to nine, right? So salespeople pay attention to high contract. Builders pay attention to high spread. Okay? So there's one more step. Remember, we're talking about the values, the principles together to understand exchange. And so before you become an SME, there's one more thing that we call exchange line. Okay? So remember, that's Kenny, the blue one, the dark blue, the SME. Oh, sorry, not dark blue. He's the middle MD, the light blue in the middle. Right? He's 51%. I'm the SME. I'm the dark blue. So now Kenny, he wants to get promoted to SME. And let's talk about exchange principle, which means that we're going to exchange a contract for a lay. Okay, why? So let's say, for example, Ken decides to keep the lay. I cannot promote him because one of the requirements is something called exchange lay. So Ken can decide to stay at ME and keep Sam forever, but they will stay in the same contract. Is that right? So if Kenny keeps it this way, which one will he make spread? He only makes spread on the other two legs, which is one leg associate, which he makes 15%, and then if you recruit a new person, then he can make 26%. So do you see that if you add it all up, he doesn't make 150 like the other example, he only makes 92. Everybody understand so far? Okay? Or we say, hey, exchange Kenny, okay, because we want to build for the security and the long term of this business. So you're gonna give Sam, exchange Sam. Okay, Sam will now become direct to me, but in exchange, you will get the SD contract. Okay, so now Kenny gave me permanent 6%. And now, remember, those other two legs is still under him, right? So now his personal, instead of 51, his personal is now 66. And then how much does he make on the MD Sam that he gave away? 0. Because it exchanged to me, right? But now, what is his spread on the associate? 30. And what is his spread on the trading associate? 40. So even with exchange, now his spread is more, and he can become eligible for the company bonus. Company give a bonus opportunity for every SME. Okay? So that's number one. Now, let's pretend now that Kenny, now even though Sam directed me, but now Kenny has BC, for example. And BC is the other. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot this part. What about me? You think that I'm the devil, right? Do you think I'm so evil? Yes, you do. If you're Kenny, you think I'm so evil. You say, oh, Alicia, you're so evil. All the time he was in your bake shop, you make spread. Now he becomes your permanent contract, and you take away a team from him and make more spread. But hey, a lot of people didn't look at that I lost 3% spread. Do you see that? When Kenny was in my bake shop, how much I made? 15. Now he became my first generation, how much I made? 12. I actually lost spread to promote him. Okay? I do gain a new leg. That's why we call exchange. I lose spread on him, but I exchange just one leg, only one time. Okay? But he have higher contract, and now all the expenses that I used to have, because why do we give you S&D a bonus? We want you to use that bonus to invest back to the team. That's why we have Super Trip, where we reimburse $900, $1,000 to $1,500 to go to Super Trip, take your whole family. Sometimes we say, hey, sir or ma'am, if you do 330, I will maybe help you on the plane ticket to go to convention. Or hey, you do just one thing, 1 point, I will give you a trainer captain ticket. Little things like somebody has to sign the lease and sign their life to commit for 5 years or more. Whether you show up or not, whether you use the office or not, but I'm on the line. Does that make sense? That's what S&B contract and bonus is for. So now the overhead goes to Kenny. I say, yay, Kenny, you take care of the rest of your bake shop now. All those expenses, because now you get the same opportunity to get the same bonus as me. Make sense so far? Okay, so that's between me and Kenny. Now, it's a win-win situation for everybody. Okay? Why? Because now Kenny used to be very mad at me, and then suddenly he started to grow some corn. Why I say that? Because it's his turn. Remember he recruited, let's see, I forgot. BC? Remember he recruited BC? And pretend BC is that one that's growing right there. And we want BC to become an MD. And we want BC to become an SMD. So we're helping him grow good. Now it's ready for BC's turn. And if BC wants to become SMD, who does he have to give Liz to? Give Liz, exchange Liz to Ken. So, but again, it's only one time. And if Kenny has another leg, he can get another replacement. And he decides to build another leg, he can get another replacement. So, in fact, exchange is only once, but replacement is infinity. Okay? So, if you don't understand that bubble chart, then let me explain to you in farming terms. So we understand sometimes the bubble and the number can be confusing, so we give you one more chance in a cartoon level to understand. Okay? It's called vegetative propagation. Using plant cuttings to reproduce plants from existing plants. Okay? So let's pretend that's me in the blue jacket and that's Kenny. Okay? In the white shirt. He says, Alicia. So first of all, he comes to me in my MD jacket because he can see I'm a trader. He can look at all my trees already. My farm is already have apple, have oranges and stuff like that. So he comes to me, he said, Alicia, I just have a bag of seeds. I have no idea. I'm not a farmer background. I have no idea, but I want to learn how to grow a farm like you. So since you have experience, can you teach me about this industry and how to start my own orchard? So my reply to him is that, but Kenny, it will take me a lot of time, commitment, resources, and discipline. If I'm going to help you, it's going to take time away from my own tree and my own plants and my own seeds. Is that correct? So he's saying, but I really want to learn from you. He asked me, he cried, he said, if you take time to teach me, what about I exchange you, I give you a small branch from my first tree in exchange for you to put in your home orchard. So I start to think, maybe if I can help Kenny and say, if I don't help Kenny, basically if I help Kenny and it's willing to give me a branch, then it saves me time from having to do other work, right? But I said, you know what, that's a work of my time. So I said, that's a fair exchange. I will go with you step by step how to follow the system. I will match your time commitment. If you put in an hour, I'll put in an hour. You put in 100 hours, I'll also put in 100 hours, probably even more, because I'm prepared to train you, right? I will give you training. I'll let you use my facility, let you use my office, let you ride my car, I'll give you a ride, and let you stay at my house. And I will help you become a trainer, not just a farmer, but a farmer trainer. So that you can help other farmers, just like I'm helping. And my favorite part is that we will travel the world together. We can do that too. Does that sound like a deal? So Kenny says, okay, I'm excited for the partnership. So we start planting some seeds together. Start going a few equipment here and there. I start showing him my farm, they don't have the water and stuff like that. Because I'm helping him. I only have 24 hours a day just like everybody else. But why? So we work on it together. We try to grow this seed into a sprout. And the sprout becomes a little tree. And I say, you know what? Okay, now is time. I don't take the branch when it's full and big. I take it just when it's still a little bit in the beginning stage. And I say, this tree has strong roots. You know the foundation, you know the fundamental, and it's about to be almost ready to bear fruit. It's time to take just one branch. So we take a branch, and we put it on my side. Okay? And guess what? That tree the rest of the tree belongs to Kenny. And now we give him his trainer jacket, his Navy jacket. And I start to continue to grow my tree, or the little branch to a tree, right? And guess what? But Kenny does the same with his other farmer friends and his other farmer team. And he makes more farmer trainers, right? And he does the same thing at long term, right? We both are successful and build our own fortune. Just like we see what you see happening here right now. Up till today, we have 20,000 licensed agents in my dad's team. We started in San Jose, but the flights to come to Toronto, the flights to go to Maryland, the flights to go to Texas. But look at who we have today: the Jen Chuang, the Liz, the Adiola, many of you here. Some of you are big forests, some of you are small farm, everything in between, right? So that is what you understand the system MD. And you can say, well, what about other companies? They say they're not going to take anything. Well, this will become your forest then. You will have one huge, gigantic tree. But let me ask you, do you know where I'm from, California? You hear something happen lately with global warming? What is it called? A lot of fire. And if you only have one big tree, the fire can take it out. You only have one big tree, you don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes medical issue, health issue, financial issue, could be personal issue. Who knows? Like we said, you're all independent contractor. We cannot control your emotions. Sometimes today you're the happiest person, the most excited. Tomorrow you are depressed. So that's why with this system, we have many people to work with. On top of that, it is healthy and can keep us long-term like we heard today. Right? We exchange one, receive many, receive infinity. Okay? So with that, before we have one more exchange principle, but we also want to address some of these quote-unquote other competition. They're not really competition, but at least for those of you, 50% of you are new, right? So to understand and feel even more confident about who we are, what we do in our system, I'm going to bring back Jen Chuang to talk about Candy Company and the final exchange principle. All right, so help me bring back Jen.
You cannot afford to leave for next 15 minutes. I know you have to hold. The capacity is extremely important to be a successful business owner. Don't you agree? I really appreciate when I listened to Alicia talking about principle in our business. We are all in business. As I said, two things you have to remember. Number one is what? Know your position. Number two, hold people together. So the next question is, how can you hold people together as a business owner? How can you do? Yeah, we talk about number one, for holding people together, the secret is we have to share the common value means principle. So majorly number 2 here is called exchange principle. Any business, any job, anything you do, relationship, money, business, it's all about exchange. You have to show the value. The principle has to be what? Fair to everybody. Has to be what? Transparent. More importantly, everybody will follow to minimize people issue. To minimize distraction and we can focus on building it. Next sense or not? So a lot of distraction over there. We talk about say candy company. Sounds familiar, right? Don't you think they are a real competitor or a real competitor? You know, answer. So many concepts we cannot explain in detail in a short period of time. But once you stay with us for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, then you will understand more. People got confused with the number. So number 1 question is, when you become a trainer, and you have to understand basic concept for compensation in our business. So when you do not make money, everybody's working with the same dream. But when you make money, and people are not happy about each other. Why? Because you didn't say it in front. Not transparent enough. They do not understand yet. So what is the number 1 concept here is points versus percentage. What does that mean? I will explain. The number 2, just as Alicia said, you have to know what is the temporary and what is the permanent benefit. Number 3, if you bear in mind, do you need a diversified platform or just one company, one product? You have choices. Makes sense? So for a lot of copy there, to get your attention is number. So how come 82, 127, plus 25, 152? And look at here, 70, 75, 77, 79, 83. Different generation could be more than 65, 119, 133, 175. What's going on there? Let me give you a minute in the study. As you know, I came from a scientific background, right? Do you trust me? Thank you for your trust. So first of all, consider YWG as 100%. Think about it. You only have a piece of pie of your pizza, same size of pizza. You want to have 100 slices or you have 170 slices. If you get 1 piece of the cake, how much? Which one you like better? People get confused. They thought 175 is better than 100. You only have 1 pizza. Are you with me? So here, people get confused. So first of all, what is the point? And you know that commissionable points really depend on provider company, what kind of payout or specific product. Times how much premium you pay for your typical product. They don't give you example. So for percentage means your contract level based on the points times your percentage of your contract. That's your real money put into your pocket. Do you care all this number or you didn't care about how much money put in your pocket? Tell me. Real money put into your pocket, yes or no? Look at the next number here. For example, in Canada, you have a provider company to pay out this 173.7272%. And guess what? If you sell a product with a target premium is $1,000, how much of a or C? C. Give yourself a big props. So now, think about it. If your contract is MD 51%, and you have A, B, C, how much money you put into your pocket? B, right? Is that simple enough? But for this same amount of $886, copier could play game. What do we mean by that? Look at it here. If we say, based on the points in your contract level, 51%, based on WFG, so 100% payable, you got $886. Yes or no? For the same amount of money, if you use 173%, how they pay you times 51%, how much your percentage? Is that fake or what? Do you understand now? Same kind of money. The number could be different. But how many people you really go to the company study percent of what? Are you with me? So number two, Alicia shared a lot about permanent, temporary. No matter what, here your contract is permanent, and others is temporary. It's a moving bonus. Depending on if you qualify, depending on your performance, that's all conditional. Are you with me? How many people you know will have a permanent contract in that FT? Once you get an SM3, did you get it qualified every time? Your level and Alicia's level different. Swan's level, our head coach is different. When you become SMD, do we have a different contract? So this is truly, we say, true ownership and fair for everybody. Equal opportunity for all people here. Yes or no? All right. So here, when we talk about permanent, we say right, override is forever. Some company give you this, some company give you that. Look at the number. Which one is more attractive to you? First generation, you want 12% or you want 10 or 8%? Whom you think you can control more and you do more work with them? Is it first generation or sixth generation? First. So don't you think that energy system is more favorable for us to build more effort you put in, you get a chance to make more money? Don't you think it's fair? Is it transparent for everybody? Alright. So last on our list is a diversified platform. Think about it. How many products you can represent in Canada? At least 68. If you go to USA, you know how many products? 388. Nobody limits you. You can go build one. You just in Florida together with me. Yes? Right? How about how many companies? Here, at least 44. Still keep going. Once you build more business, more providers come to us. If you go to USA, you know how many companies right now? Not even consider more than 2,000 which far. Only insurance company, 188. So now how about your feeling? You care about more about temporary bigger contract, or you care more about a bigger platform? Tell me. So you have choices. Whatever you can do, everybody can do. We have critical illness, disability, health, travel, life insurance, state preservation, annuities, mutual fund, investment account, in retirement account, all those, right? You can do based on what kind of product line license you have. And you do not need to stay only in Canada. You can do anywhere you want. Is that great? So in other words, how can you become big? The secret for the exchange, because we want to open bigger market to help more families. So the common value here is we choose WMT and WSB because we want to build bigger. We want to have a bigger size of what? Pizza, not a small size. Second value here, we want to share, not only share our common value, we want to share market. We want to share profit, money. Only that, you can hold people together. Yes or no? Then you can build big. So, as Alicia shared with all of you already, if you still have doubt, go to take a close look. 36 years, whatever you went through, our head coach went through already. And you know exactly what is the right answer for you to make it clear about yourself, your decision. More importantly, you know how to handle objections from your team associate, from your plan basis. Yes or no? You have to care about how you can become people who hold together in the long run. How can you become big? Bigger size of cake or your pizza. What should you do? From you. 3:30, we started. So you have to big shop big. You have to focus on big shop builder. Only that your first generation comes in, nobody limits you. You can build what? 100. If 100 times 12 is 1,200, which number is bigger? Do you care about 175 anymore? Nothing. So build a strong base. That's the only solution for us. We can build the big together and we can share more. Thank you for your teaching. So you share to one and get infinity. All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Jen Zhuang. Before we head out for lunch, I just wanted to share with you a couple of announcements. We will be having our lunch break until 1:15 p.m. That's 1:50 p.m. Secondly, I know that you have the urge of taking pictures with our trainers, so please make sure that before you take pictures with them, they will be asking you for your G22 registration. So we encourage you to take this opportunity of your free time at lunch to get registered for G22 so that we'll wrap the team and close this afternoon strong. Thank you very much, and we'll see you at exactly 1:50.